on.
As we fade back into the world, we left off last session with majority a shopping episode so you guys could spend some of your hard-earned gold.
Cash.
Mainly earned by ending other people's lives, but you know, that's D&D.
You got it.
There was...
It's a living.
I spent so much gold. I spent nothing. I brought nothing.
I spent so much gold.
Yeah, I think Mistress and all of them are pretty close
I
to broke.
saved so much gold. Ding.
There are plans with the gold I spent.
I'll spend gold. Don't worry.
You have
I
money.
spent no gold because I'm saving up money for half play.
Yeah,
But
except not at all. For
there
me.
was also one of your party members, Val the Barbarian, decided to wander off and do some investigative work. After a confrontation with the captain of the guard, Captain Zentaro, who has been your ally of sorts, employer, some weird combination of those two things. Val was able, through a semi-heated conversation, to get at least some help getting to Brokenbank, where you guys are headed to continue this weird trail of illegal activities that you are trying to put a stop to. We ended the morning. All of you finished a long rest, and Val confronted Captain Zantaro already this morning and got confirmation that he will secure you passage in some way and give you a writ that will get you past most basic guards, be it nothing too high level, security-wise. So as we fade in on the morning, all of you inside the tavern bar, the barkeep that Aladim hates his voice. What are you guys doing?
Finding lodging. It's the bar, is the tavern, right? Like most places.
Well, you're at the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll secure. Is it? How long was the trip? When are we?
No,
arriving?
you haven't found a boat
Oh,
yet to go.
You haven't left.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I saw the line. And I was like, we must be there.
It will be around 4.5 days to get from Nicodranas to Brokenbank, depending on the ship you guys take.
Depending on the ship we are potentially provided, whether we want to take it or not.
Yes, I have options if you choose not to take his ship, because Val said that he might not take it.
Yeah.
Let's just swim there, guys.
I think I told y'all already, but Val would just remind everybody we're supposed to have a ship provided for us. If it's a shitty ship, I can find another one.
Let's go do it then. Let's see if it's a shitty ship.
You technically do not know the ship yet, because Xantaro said that he would make the arrangements. Since you just brought up your request this morning, it's not something he had predetermined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do need to either go back and talk to him in a couple hours, or go to the dock and ask if he's provided, or whatever you think of, to try and get confirmation on what ship you'll be taking. But about an hour ago, we'll say at this point in time, Val made the request for transportation to the Brokenbank Isle, or just Brokenbank.
Can we go to the docks and maybe do like an investigation check to see if I could find out which one is ours? Like go around to all the ships and be like,
You can.
Well,
It's been an
sure.
hour since Val has talked to
Yeah,
Zentaro,
so
and it's like
probably
an hour
longer.
walk from the docks to the center of the city. So
I'm sure if we eat a breakfast and go in about 30-45 minutes and just talk to the dockmaster, he will probably have something set up for us.
all right. We eat breakfast.
uh,
We break the fast.
you
Were
break
there
the
any supplies we needed to gather beforehand? You know, potions and the like.
I think we'll be ready.
No, we bought a bunch of stuff yesterday.
Oh,
Does Val have any potions currently?
Oh, I forgot I was muted. I'm like, man, you guys are making funny jokes at my expense. I asked if it was a pet store. and no one responded. And I'm like, you guys are like, oh, do we need stuff? I'm like, I need a friend. And then you're like, no, we're good. We don't have to.
Oh, unintentionally.
What type
just
of pet store are you
dunking
looking
on you.
for?
A pet store that will sell me a baby bear.
A baby.
I don't
Bear?
think any
Yeah.
pet store. We could look for one
can-
for you,
I
but
can become a baby bear.
What
That
do
would
you
be
want
weird.
a bear for? You
For
guys
a
were,
friend. I
we're
want friends.
going onto a ship, and bears don't typically. You know,
notoriously very rowdy on ships, Exo. If
I
there's
want to
one
see
thing
where
you
this goes.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a decent
Give
DC,
me sprinkles.
but yeah, it's gonna be a sprinkle. Roll an investigation check.
Come on, Exa, you've never failed me out of combat. Hit me with that spicy nat 20.
Should
Okay.
probably
Oh,
do
that's-
something.
that's-
I need to get my initial roll.
Forget about that.
How much would a baby bear cost in D&D?
What, DM? You don't know this?
No!
Come on, you gotta have these things off top.
I am willing to
gotta
pay
call
up
up
to
The
100
lineage of
gold.
Gary Gygax.
And I need this pet store owner to have a
100
screechy voice.
I just
No.
want him to sound like Ace
Victor.
Ventura.
Yeah.
I also
can't do
want
Ace
him to
Ventura.
sound like Ace Ventura. Dang it!
No, I can't do an Ace Ventura.
Try your hardest, please.
The mask.
It's the same voice.
Fine, fine.
Kind
do
of, yeah.
him in the
They're
mask.
basically the same character.
Fine, do him in the
Basically the
Grinch.
same person.
Fine.
He has
So-
one roll.
You find near the docks. Heck, so you guys are already in the area you were heading to, but near the, I don't want to say shadier, but more run down version of the docks, probably where some criminal activity happens. You find a large warehouse that's tucked away in a corner. And this is after asking a couple people where you might buy an exotic animal and them pointing you.
And them look at me like I'm an undercover cop, like, alright, yeah, sure.
100%. It takes like 7 or 8 people before some drunk guy finally tells you that there's some warehouse on the dock. And you go, and as you approach this warehouse, that you sure enough see that, or hear that there is some noises coming from this warehouse that shouldn't be coming from a dock. Some, like, the horses are okay, but you hear some hissing as there's like a crate full of snakes, and you
Is
see
there an elephant?
as you like knock on the door and push it open, you see that there are multiple animals in cages in the inside.
Do I feel an elephant?
Hello, I would like to purchase a bear. A baby bear?
Guy looks over your shoulder, like seeing if you're being, being followed by, you know, the Zalezo or any other cops, and come inside.
I come in, I shut the door behind me.
Did you bring them with you, or is this on your own?
I think this should be on my own. I think the more people I bring with me, the more sketchy it is.
Okay, so the socially awkward warlock is going to do this on his own.
I do have the
Yes.
highest charisma. I am the party face for some fucking reason. This always happens to me. I have no charisma in real
One.
life. But
Not bad.
I love playing spellcasters, and since every fucking spellcaster in D&D is charisma.
What type of bear can I get you?
A bear cub, preferably a brown bear, but if you have a black or polar bear, I won't complain.
Polar bears don't really exist in this market. But
Alright. I don't want one anyway.
a brown bear we can do. You said a
Okay.
cub?
Yes, please.
Where will you be keeping this bear? I don't want this being traced back to me.
I will be taking it with me. I'm an adventurer, so don't worry about it.
50 gold and you never got it from me.
I'll give you 65 if you give me the cage and some food.
He looks at you like he just tried to charge you 5 times what it should cost, And you
I was like,
completely...
whatever. I'll give you 7 times.
Yeah. Deal. And he will go and get you a baby bear the size of, you know, a decent sized dog, because bears are still, I mean, probably the size of like... Troy, what's the size of a bear cub?
Sorry, my
Size of a
internet
bear
dropped
cub?
out. What were you saying?
Bear cub size.
They're about 10
weighs
inches.
A little more than 10 ounces.
Yeah, but he
And
wouldn't.
is
It wouldn't
9
be a
inches long.
true. It wouldn't be a true baby like at birth.
9 inches long. Yeah, that's a newborn. Brown
Yeah,
bear,
so
polar bears.
There's about like a. It's about probably almost a 1-year-old
Oh.
bear that's still pretty small, but it weighs about 20 pounds.
Cool.
Brown bears around.
And he'll give you a sack full of raw meat.
Wonderful. I'm now going to kill him. I don't like exotic animal traders. I'm gonna kill him.
What?
Okay.
Jeez.
That
It was all
escalated.
a ploy.
Not the guy.
That still escalated.
Still escalated. I
Holy
thought you meant the
shit.
bear at first, and I was like, "What? You cruel, cruel man!
Jesus,
Me
no,
too.
Ben,
like,
you
I
cruel,
love-
cruel man!"
Bears
Hey,
are my favorite animal in real life. which
Before
is why
you
I
do
want-
this, Exa, please make a perception check.
All right, yeah.
wait.
that's
What's your
probably a good
passive? What's your passive?
idea. A spicy 10.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh no!
You see nothing. Everything seems cool.
I hope my little bear doesn't die. I'll be very sad.
What the hell kind of fetish is this? You go buy exotic animals and kill them.
He's,
If he
what
dies, I'll be
their
extremely
insides look
upset.
like.
Oh boy, alright. I'd rather Exa die. I like Exa, he's a cool character. I'd rather Exa dies than the bear.
Wonder how many exotic animals are about to spring out on you.
No, it's the 2 thugs that were behind the doorway that he didn't notice.
Oh, that's fine. Alright.
I was going to ask, how were you going to get the food and the cage home? Like, lash it to the bear to make the bear carry it? But now I'm kind of worried about how you're going to get home.
That's okay. Actually, I think before I stab him, I'm gonna cast Gaseous Form on my bear, so he can't be hurt.
You know,
I'm gonna put him in my backpack so he doesn't leak out, but then I'm gonna cast Gaseous Form on the bear.
So we're gonna make this something that you actually might have a chance against, instead of, you know, just being brutal.
Or just be brutal.
Brutality. That doesn't make sense. No,
That's basically the
brutality.
weakness.
Yeah.
Should I cast Gaseous Form, or should I just put the bear down and cast Mirror Image?
Put it down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it down. I think
Choice
they'll be
of
more worried
words.
about me.
Choice of words.
No, okay, place it on the ground. There we go.
So
Place
Exa,
it in the ground? Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Exa, I need
No.
initiative.
Hell yeah.
No.
We
Alright.
love it. We stand.
This week is a bad week for characters and living.
Not wonderful, but not the worst.
So technically you get, we'll say you were more like here. You get the first attack with advantage on the one in front of you.
Is that 1 attack or 2? Because I do have multi-attack.
You get 2. I'll give you a full round of attacks versus him. Though if you kill him, you don't get to turn and fight the thugs because you didn't see them.
Wonderful. Exa once again proves entirely unable to perform in combat.
Mm.
This is literally a combat-based character. What the fuck?
Mm-mm.
It's the dice and you.
Why can't he fight people?
For help.
So at the start of it,
I don't understand.
so as you take the bear and everything, the metal that sits on your sits up your sleeve and on your arm immediately goes to your hand and extends into the spear as you thrust forward, and the merchant sidesteps out of the way both times, barely able to dodge. And,
That went shockingly poorly.
Barely.
I cannot
Come on.
possibly explain how that went that badly.
These are gonna say scimitars, but they're clubs.
That's fine. Please protect me, my okay AC. Nope.
Nope.
No. All right.
Oh,
Okay. That's fine.
Exodize.
All right.
A club does 1d4. No, 1d6. You're
The-
stupid. I'm dummy.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I'm dummy thick. Bleh.
Exa, it is your turn again.
All right. I'm gonna pick up my bear and I'm gonna cast gaseous form on myself.
You,
And since I'm carrying him, he comes with me.
I don't think it works for other living creatures.
I don't think it works like that.
It's all items you carry, not all living creatures you carry.
Okay. There's got to be some way out of this.
Wait,
I
wait,
know I
wait.
can do it.
By killing them.
You transform a willing creature you touch along with everything it... So, here,
I could transform the bear if I wanted to.
you can try and make a high DC animal handling check. But this
No, I'm not gonna transform the bear. I'm gonna cast mirror image and book it.
Okay. Are you
With
trying to
The
bring the
bear
bear?
in your hand?
This bear is a decent size in a cage, and you also have a thing of... Are you going to be trying to carry this?
I will carry the bear. I'll just leave my spear. I'll drop it because I'm not gonna try to fight, and I can summon it back when I need it.
Yep.
And I'll leave the bag of meat. So I'll just be carrying my cage.
Okay, so you pretty much just drop everything, pick up the cage, and run.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast mirror image. Wait, why would I cast mirror image when I could just disengage? No, I'll do mirror image in case they try to shoot me, and then I will book it.
Okay. So
Chaotic. Why?
This is
they're going to
the
take
worst
opportunity attacks.
drug deal ever.
My plan was to stop them because they're exotic animal traders.
So that's
After you
another
participated in exotic animal trading.
another 7 slashes across your back.
Well,
Mirror
hold
image.
on.
Do you have to roll a d20 to see which one you attack?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
I mean, I
are
just rolled a
we?
d4. Oh, that does hit me. Spicy.
He said he left you guys for this.
So are we still in the inn?
No, you probably are at the docks. Val's probably shopping at the magic store because I think he wants to. Don't know though.
I don't remember what was there, but probably not.
It's still in chat if you scroll up and you will.
I'm just looking at ships, probably. Um.
So are you using your full movement? Are you action dashing too?
I'm not
Oh, no,
action
'cause-
dashing because I had to action cast mirror image.
So you are
But
just
I am moving my full movement. I just didn't want to move out of the square you had set up.
Yeah, you're fine to do that.
Okay. I mean, at this point, they have their money. I didn't. It wasn't able to steal it back, so.
They're not gonna attack you, but I need an acrobatics or athletics check because they're gonna try and grapple you.
Ugh.
You need to beat a 13.
Wouldn't they still have to attack?
Yeah,
try to
mirror
grapple the
image.
right duplicate?
Yeah, you still have to roll for that.
Yeah, roll to see
So-
if they grapple you, or they grapple.
All right.
I'll
They
have to figure
grab a duplicate.
So he runs and goes to grab and just fades right through it and looks shocked. But he is currently taking up the doorway. So I'm
I
gonna say
already
this
moved past him on my turn. So.
this one can't get to grab you. So they're all gonna be at the doorway. Only one will get opportunity attacks because only one can do that. But you are outside. It's your turn.
Okay. This time I am gonna action dash.
Okay. They will get
Is
one
there
more.
an alleyway nearby? Because I do want to dash into a place where people won't spot me carrying a bear.
And bloody as hell.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of warehouses on a dock. Yeah, there's plenty of alleyways. Which one do you trust?
There's
I'm
more the mothers in the alleyway that you go into.
The last club attack misses, so you are 60 feet away and running. As you look back, you see that they're like peering out the door, but they got their money. You got fucked up.
They got their money. They literally didn't get hurt.
Yeah. So they're like closing the
trash.
door and possibly moving shop soon. But yeah, you
But it
duck
was
in,
successful. I did acquire a bear.
took half.
Bear
Okay.
acquired.
And then once I'm back with the group, I summon my spear back to me.
So you guys, where are you? Just on the dock looking for ships? Actually, this probably took you like an hour and a half. So
Hey, how many of those message coins did you buy?
I bought the
no.
the 3-pack.
Oh, 1 3-pack?
Yeah, I got the 3-pack.
I do need to now go to a different butcher shop and buy some meat.
That's not hard to do on the docks. That's easy. Fish and other meat or fish would be prevalent here, but red meat.
How much will I need to subtract from my...
Well, the thing is, you also need to remember that meat doesn't stay too well.
That's true. I only need to buy enough for, like, today.
You could also
like-
buy something in the salt packet. just
Yeah,
saying.
you could buy some preserved meats. So
You're also gonna have to convince whoever ship captain we're going to sail with to let a bear onto a ship.
yeah.
Like
a
by the
week.
way, in the things I was planning for this session, this is not one of them.
No.
I'm shocked. This is something I was planning for this session. I guess I could have told you in
Yeah,
advance.
please DM me.
Would have been a-
You would have had an
I
actual.
only just, like, as I was saying that, realized, maybe I should have told Jake.
Yeah,
in
you would have had
advance.
like an actual map with like animals on it and stuff. Okay. Regardless, just say like a gold, and you get like 4 days worth of food for the bear for packed and all that. I'll figure out better costs later. But Val and all of them, you were talking.
I was just seeing how many message coins he got, because I've got 150 to spend. I was debating between the 2-way or the potion of speed.
That is up
I
to
already
you.
have speed, technically.
Yeah, but it gives me haste. I can hit more. Which would be cool.
Okay.
But
I realized
I'm-
I had triple advantage on both my attacks, and I rolled them as normal attacks instead of regular.
That's on you.
That is on me.
You got triple
I was
advantage.
supposed to roll yeah, because I have elven accuracy.
Oh yeah. Wait, how would you have advantage in the first place then?
Because
Surprise.
it was a surprise attack.
Yeah, I said it was a surprise too, and you still didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I just totally forgot to.
That's
Oh, well.
though, to a T. Yeah. I probably would have poked my head into the magic shop and then figured all that was a little too pricey for me and not bought anything.
Okay.
And then I guess we would go talk to the dockmaster?
Not hard to find, though very busy. You see a, short dwarven male. I believe that's who the dockmaster is here. I don't have that note up in front of me. In a vest, just kind of looking as pissed off as a normal dockmaster does, having to, schedule all this and be a pisshead. What do you ask him?
Excuse me, dockmaster, I hate to bother you, but Captain Zentaro was sending word on our behalf.
Go talk to one of the people that schedule ships. I don't know anything about that. I handle the higher end things.
Could you point me in that direction, please?
He'll, without looking, just point his hand to a decently sized building that looks like it would be some sort of... Actually, where you are now, it is a building that you guys were described to recently, of where that last trader was on the Restless Wharf. He has DM'd a player, been apprehended by the guards, but there is the building that handles all the incoming and outgoing item or merchandise and what ships are going where when they're going. So that would be the place to go and ask what ships are going where.
Much appreciated, sir. And
He just
back
grunts.
out and head that way, I guess.
Is everybody with you, or are you just alone?
I didn't leave everybody. If nobody wanted to tag along, that's up to them. But
I wouldn't have because it's probably it's right.
I just figured I was leading the search for it since I talked to Zentaro.
I wouldn't have because I think this is when I'm out buying a bear.
Yep, you're buying a bear.
Yeah.
Perhaps
yeah.
you see a man holding a bear running out of a nearby warehouse.
You guys will see Bloody Exa in a few minutes.
Just off in the distance. Is that exit?
Hey
No,
guys, that can't be our guy, right? No,
got a
that's our guy.
bear. Our guy wouldn't know what to do with a bear.
You're just gonna hear rumors about some guy stealing a bear before you even see him and be like, oh my god, I wonder who that is.
That sounds weird and such a random thing for someone to do right now. This session, you could say.
It could be our
Um,
exit. No way.
So you get there, and the place, once you enter, the place looks disheveled, and I don't mean like somebody tossed it, I mean like suddenly the figurehead that manned this station was taken away, and somebody had to step up, and people are just trying to get the job done, and everything's going to shit. You do see a small blonde half-elf girl who's sitting behind one of the counters frantically trying to organize some paperwork, but it looks like where you would go to ask.
Pardon me, ma'am. I do hate to bother, but Captain Zentaro was sending word on our behalf.
Okay, you gotta understand. I know the note you're talking of. Nobody's had time to, get to it at the current second. We are working on it. If you can tell me the details of this, I might be able to like help you out a little bit. But we're probably gonna need.
Of course. It's all right. Take your time. I understand.
Is there some place? If you're looking for ships to go somewhere, there's a board behind you on the wall that labels roughly what ships are going where, the ones that have charted it. But besides that, please give us like an hour or two and we'll get to your letter. But that's like one of 7 letters we've gotten in the past 15 minutes.
I understand. You must be in over your head right now.
They don't pay me enough for this.
They never do they?
And she just goes back to paperwork.
Yeah, I'll turn and look at the board. Anything going to Brokenbank?
You see 3 ships over the next week. It takes you probably like 5 minutes to like decipher what's happening on the board because it is a mess just like everything else.
Anything leaving today, by any chance?
The only thing leaving today is the Nile, which is a Concord vessel.
Go fucking figure. Does at least... Do I know if that ship is fast?
There's not
Have I heard of
any...
it?
The Nile... It's not infamous or anything, it's just... Looking at the size, like it does list the size and make, it is a primary military-esque vessel, probably for transporting higher-end goods, that like private people would hire a actual military vessel to bring things to like Marquis, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Tal'Dori and stuff. It's high-value items that would be brought there.
Yeah. Good target.
Very good target, very powerful target.
Yeah, good target for somebody who wants to take some risks.
Who's well armored.
Yeah, anything going to Vita K or anything nearby.
Not via the K. A lot of Brokenbank is the main stopping point, as you would know.
Yeah,
Because it's the halfway point before you actually go to the rest of the world.
it is. I was afraid of that.
In 2 days, you have the Corsair, which is a large cargo ship, listed under some rich person's name, and they are taking passengers. And in 4 days, you have the Favored, which is another. This one is more of a cargo ship, but again, they are taking passengers. If you come before their cargo space is filled up, they can outfit it with hammocks and give you someplace to sleep for the couple days.
Someone going today taking passengers too, or
It's a Concord vessel. It does take passengers, though usually it's higher end passengers, though that is something that
we were supposed to get help with.
you probably will be getting help with the second she gets around to your
Yeah.
stuff. But it is a actual Concord ship.
I'll go back to the party and let them know. So, we have 3 options. We have a legitimate Concord military vessel headed to Tal'Dori, it seems, by way of Brokenbank, leaving today. Not
Oh,
the friendliest of ships. And probably not taking passengers unless we get help from Zentaro, which we're supposed to have. Or in 2 days we have a cargo vessel, and in 4 days we have another cargo ship. Neither of which, in my opinion, would be the quickest.
They're all
And
probably
we
about the
have-
same speed, actually. So it's
Yeah,
just
well,
when you...
He doesn't know that.
Yeah. No, he would know it. Like,
Oh, you think so?
yeah, all the ships are kind of slow. This isn't...
Alright.
There's no, like, speeders or whatever the fuck you want to call them.
So it's just a matter of how long do you want to wait around.
I want to go SAP, but if like the people on that Taldore ship aren't friendly, then
Well, I say they're not friendly. They are not private ships. They are Concord. Heavily armored. Expensive.
that seems
Most revelry probably would avoid it unless they wanted to fight. The other two might present less expensive but easier targets. Not that I expect us to get attacked.
Roll a history check for me.
Badly, if I can find it. I need to make a character who's good with intellect. That doesn't work at all.
Can I roll a history check for him?
You would not...
think
with
I
where
would
you're
know,
from, you
yeah.
would not know of a ship's name.
I would not know.
I don't think any of you... Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll roll my special history check for this.
My Feywild -1 history check.
I forgot to do it.
That's like X-ish.
Oh wow, would you look at that?
Yeah, no,
Negative 96.
Exa, at a negative 96, you actually don't know what a boat is.
Yeah, like, what's a boat? Never heard of it.
Oh man.
So, you know, take your pick. Today, or 2 days, or 4 days.
I'd like to go today because
I may have made some enemies, so perhaps it would be best to leave soon.
what
Has
do you
Alexa
mean you
caught up
made
with us
some
at this
enemies?
Exa, you're not back yet.
Okay.
Oh. I wonder where Exa went. He kinda
You'll
just
be back
left.
when they finally get the letter from Zentaro.
Okay.
One of these days we'll get that letter, but I feel like that the bigger ship would be better. If
I
it's more
feel-
armored, cargo ships might cargo ships might be a bigger target. What was that, mistress?
Nothing. I was saying something out of person that
Oh, okay.
mistress
What was that, Chris?
doesn't know about.
You could walk around and try and look at the ships too.
Yeah.
There is that. These are just the ships scheduled to go to Brokenbank. I may be able to pull some favors and get someone to make a stop.
Yeah, anybody going to the Bisaft Isles or anything?
It is a popular place to stop.
Good old Brokenbank.
Now, we would more than likely have to pull our own weight should I do that.
Can you pull the weight of 5 people?
I'm a damn good sailor.
Hey, yeah, you are. So we'll just say, unless you guys are going to go around and look and start asking questions of ships, or go and check out the ships that are scheduled to leave at those dates.
I mean, if X is not back yet and we haven't made a decision, I'll walk down the docks and just see if anything stands out.
Nothing that would stick out to your, like, oh, that's what those are, sticks out. But you do find the Corsair, the Faber, and the Nile. The Corsair is a large cargo ship, dark wood, with a red wood trim on the exterior. Its sails are blue with a golden trim on them, and it boasts a tree in the sun on the main sail. It looks like a decently sized ship with a pretty decent, like, you don't know if there's cannons behind those coverings, but if there is, it could probably hold its own.
Mhm.
The favorite, on the other hand, which is the one not leaving for 4 days, is a cargo ship heading to Marquette. You know what I'm... Marquette.
Market. Yeah.
It looks definitely more higher end than the paper suggested. It's a decent sized ship of light wood with 2 red sails and a golden pipe. It will probably cost you a decent bit to get board space on this ship, though. It looks slightly higher end.
The one leaving today.
Is the Nile, which is your run-of-the-mill large Concord ship, dark wood. It's a galleon class, and plenty of armament that's being shown off as a don't. But besides that, once you return, you guys do see Exa finally find you guys looking disheveled. A couple spots of dried blood. Actually, no. Of running blood down his arm and one across his back. And he is holding in a cage a bear cub.
What?
I got a friend.
Why?
For a group friend. So we can all have friends.
Yeah.
Mistress, I think I will probably need your help acclimating the bear. So he likes us instead of tries to eat us.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name yet.
What on earth happened to you?
I tried to kill
Giggle.
the people who sold me the bear because they were attacking exotic animals, but I did not succeed.
Hang on, let me get
Which was
this
weird.
straight.
They were just 3 normal guys.
You went and
I'm a
Well-
magically equipped murderer, but you know.
you went and bought an exotic bear.
Mm-hmm. Well, just a
and then
regular bear.
You went and bought an exotic animal, and then tried
Yes.
to kill the people that sold you said exotic animal for
Yes.
selling exotic animals.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think. What kinds of animals were there? Because a
I
bear.
prefer to say I
Exotic.
rescued an exotic animal.
I wouldn't say bear exotic.
Did you succeed in killing these people?
No, not at all.
Then it sounds to me like you just furthered the cause.
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Right.
I think this is what we would call not a successful mission, but I did get a friend.
You do know we're about to set sail
Exactly. How
with
they
a bear.
can't track me down. It's fine. Mistress, I'm sure you can keep the bear calm.
Also, just
I'll
saying,
try.
getting a baby bear on a Concord ship might prove especially difficult.
Oh yeah, no.
It's a bear.
Yeah,
Mistress, you can talk to animals, right?
Val's doing some math in his head.
Yes.
How did you get a baby bear inside the city of Nicodranas? I don't know.
Well, I'll just say I brought it with me. It was I grew up with this bear. That doesn't make sense. It's 1 year old. Anyway.
I grew up with
So-
this bear. It's been around me my whole life.
Where are we? Are we in the open?
Literally just outside of that office.
Can I take Exa, like, not in public? Like, is there an alleyway we can go down?
Yeah, easy enough to
Yeah.
find.
I'll just drag you down an alleyway and go, listen, this is illegal? I don't know if you're aware of that. I hope you are.
gathered based on the fact that no one would fucking tell me where to get one.
Yeah. And we're not only about to set sail with a bear that isn't native to the water, but also that's a crime. And anyone that we try to set sail with would be accomplices
Guys, I have,
to a
So we
crime.
hide the bear.
I have
Wait,
an
what?
idea. Guys, I have
Yes?
magic. I can
Transform.
hide it
For how long?
for like an hour at a time. For at least
I'll just
5
get-
times.
I get vest. Say it is my
You broke
emotional
up.
support bear. They have to let it on. I said I get vest. Say it's my emotional support bear. They have to
You.
let it on.
You know what they do to stowaways? If they
Logic.
can't put them to work, they just kind of throw them overboard. In the case of a bear, I don't know. That's a lot of meat. They might just eat it.
I am gonna just pipe in. Technically, a bear as a pet isn't necessarily illegal.
Yes.
Because, you know, one of the most famous people in the realm has a bear as a pet.
I wonder who that
20
is.
years ago.
Anyhow.
Do they know about that though?
I don't know if they know about it, but I would also make that assumption that just necessarily having a bear on you
Yeah, it's
isn't.
also not like an elephant, you know?
It's more of
not
the
like a
act of
giraffe.
trafficking. It
That's
is
a-
illegal.
That's a good question.
It's
Because
more
Wildemount's a totally different country.
It is, because there was like where Jester got Sprinkle and the dog.
It's in the wild.
It was just outside of Nicodranas.
It was just outside of Nicodranas, and they were having to offload the creatures because they couldn't bring them into the Dwendalian Empire.
Mm-hmm. So naturally, Coast is probably more relaxed on that.
Probably more relaxed. Doesn't, like, that warehouse is a giant warehouse. Does the local guard know about it? Most likely, and it's shady, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily legal. It's just like, you know, if a cop catches you with a joint, they're not gonna arrest you.
If a cop catches you
well,
with a
where
bear,
you're from.
you're not gonna ask where you got
What
the
about
bear
the-
from.
What about the Fearbulb Druid with antlers with
Yeah.
a bear? I look a little bit
I'm
more
not saying that this
friendly
isn't
with a bear.
doable. I'm just saying it's probably gonna depend on, one, how the bear acts. Two, you're talking
I think I'm
about
gonna
getting...
rely heavily on Mistress to.
Yeah, and
Mistress, will you adopt this bear with me? I think
And-
You
I'm
could
going
say
to
it's
need
your familiar.
You're going to have-
help to say that it's
Co-parenting.
also-
you're gonna have to convince the captain of whatever ship you choose to let this bear on.
I think this
God.
rules out the Nile just straight
God.
away.
You could just, say it's your familiar, and then be like, it's a magic bear, you have to let it on.
And if they ask you to prove it,
Then, you could make it go- I could cast invisibility on it. They don't know.
Yeah,
magic.
also, like, ask me to prove it how. They're not wizards, they don't know how familiar.
Yeah, they don't know how magic works, like...
Yeah, just use prestidigitation and we might see how that goes.
I mean, they can just deny you access.
Yeah,
Not
but
if I get that. Not if I get that vest.
Alright, DM, what are the disability laws in
Yeah, what are the animal
What's-
service companion vests?
what's
How
the
much do they
discrimination
go
laws?
How
Hi!
long
And
would it take?
Nicodranas, it's high! The Matt built a world that's biggest problem was like slave trade.
Right?
But
Like, and
I
this
think I might
isn't.
need to multi-class into druid just to be able
Okay,
to
hold
talk to
on.
my fucking bear.
We're
Oh, but I
talking.
don't have the wisdom for that either.
you have speak to you could get an Eldritch invocation to
Can
You're
I
right.
animal
I'm
form.
An animal handling check. After casting Speak with Animals as my racial feat. Because I too like bears.
Don't we all?
Bears are in my backstory.
Yes, they are. Yes, you can make an animal handling check.
Do I?
But first, just to fuck with you a little bit, this
Yeah.
determines if it's at advantage or not. Make
Okay.
a base charisma check.
Make a based charisma check.
Based.
No.
Okay, it's just a regular. Just a regular.
Okay.
Exit, is it rabid?
Okay, that's pretty good.
Will it
Oh, fuck, I need
bite?
to make a mini bear fucking token.
Will it bite?
So, basically in bear, I'm going to say, can you behave?
Define behavior.
Can I swap out my agonizing blast pact invocation for beast speech?
At the next level.
Oh, alright.
Worth it.
God, I wish I had been paying attention to what I wanted
Yeah, foresight's great.
to do.
Okay, so by this point in time, after this conversation has happened, the young blonde half-elven girl comes out and kind of looks around for a little bit and eventually Are you still in the alleyway, Val? Or did you leave them when they started doing their magic shit?
I mean, I'm kind of keeping an eye out, making sure nobody's looking. But we're still in the alleyway. If I see her walk around the corner, I'll go to meet her.
Yeah, she does like kind of like peer over and sees you guys. Doesn't see what you're doing because, you know, some decent sized figures.
I'll rush over there and intercept her.
So Captain Zentaro's orders is that we're to give you passage on one ship to Brokenbank. He says the Nile would be yours if you'd like it, but he can cover cost of anything going to Brokenbank. You looked at the menu, the schedule, correct?
I did, yes.
Hey, give me a break. I'm making a baby bear token in the background.
I did. Jake, was there anything going to Bisaft Isles today?
The Bisaft Isles?
Yeah, on that schedule.
So, just, you would know this. It's 4.5 days to Brokenbank.
Yeah.
It will take you 6 days and barely any change to get to Bisaft Isles, and then another 2.5 to get back.
I'm hoping we can convince them to make a detour and hit Brokenbank first.
The only thing going to the Bisaft Isles today is... Let's see if there's even something. We'll roll for it.
Alright.
We're rolling IRL because I like using my dice.
Because I'm kind of rolling out the
Nope.
Nile at this point. Shit. Well, we're going to see how this goes.
You're going to see how the Nile goes, or you're going to wait for the...
Give me just one more. I know you're busy. I do apologize.
If you could find me inside the desk, please.
Yes. We'll
you.
come in about 5 minutes.
Thank
and
you.
I'll make sure she walks away first.
Oh,
and
she
then-
runs. She sprints.
Good.
Bitch is swamped with work.
So, I don't know how this situation is going, but we've gained passage on the Nile, which is heavily armored and definitely Concord, and more than likely,
It will pay for any other...
yeah, more than likely, not friendly to bears. Or, if we wait around a couple of days, Zentaro will pay our passage on any other ship going to Brokenbank. Do you want to chance our luck today, or can you keep that quiet for 2 days?
I mean, you have Mistress. Keeping it quiet won't be a problem.
Leave it up to the group. I mean, do y'all want to try and Concord ship, or do y'all want to wait 2 days?
I mean, I'll trust Val to the ship picking.
I don't think we're going to be able to convince the Concord captain to let a bear on board, but that's just me.
Well,
It will be a high DC.
Without the bear, it was risky anyway with Val.
No,
Necessarily.
not
No.
necessarily.
You have a letter from a captain saying these people are to be brought. Even if they
Yeah.
thought he was shady. And he's in clean clothes now.
And bathed.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a pirate.
So...
More along the lines, I wouldn't have exactly been happy.
Oh, okay.
Especially if we were to have been attacked and forced to defend ourselves.
Okay. I would have talked normally and not as mistress, because this is a lot of planning. What if the captain sees a baby bear in a druid in bear shape? And
But then we just have 2 bears.
It's my friend, the baby
Mom
druid.
there.
You just
It's-
doubled our problems there.
It's
No,
a druid
no,
and our
he'll know
baby
it-
druid.
he'll
also...
know one is a druid, and so the other is...
We put you under cups
Oh.
and shuffle you around.
See, I can't lie for mistress, because mistress can't lie.
I'm just gonna say, baby brown bear or a large fey bear don't really go together.
Right.
Change my shape now that I've seen a normal bear.
That is 100% true.
it's still a matter of the fact that this captain is sort of being forced to accommodate us to begin with. And if we show up with a bear, he may be less than willing. We could force his hand and say that Zendaro is aware of the bear. We can try it.
What if I use Flock of Familiars to make 3 dogs? And so he thinks the bear is just a dog.
What?
So,
See
How is-
3 dogs
Animals
and
is the
just assume
problem.
that the 4th thing is also a dog.
Make
again, I
each
think
dog
y'all are
look
missing the
progressively
point
like
here.
a bear.
I think y'all are
No.
missing the point here. It's the fact that we're not the most accommodating people, and he's being forced to accommodate us. It's not gonna make him too happy or ingratiate us in his favor.
Exa, you now have a bear that you can control.
Yay.
It has
But
5 hit
again-
points, a
Yay.
9 armor class, and shit stats.
Oh,
Enjoy.
he will not be going into combat.
If y'all would like to try, I can proceed.
We could also just try to get the captain to put it in writing that we are taking a bear with us.
5 people plus bear.
Technically, it just says the group passage.
I was about to say, yeah, it just says group passage. It doesn't detail.
And this is
How
part of the
big
Okay,
group.
so the bear's part of the group.
The bear's always been a part of the group.
Alright, let's give it a shot. I'll go back in and tell the half-elven woman we're going on the Nile.
Oh, that's fine. You can just go talk to the captain. Okay, here. And she'll hand you the letter. This is if you needed to go on the Nile. The other ones we would just pay for it. If you change your mind, you don't need to report back to here. Thank you. It
Much
just goes back to work.
obliged. Alright, let's go. Down to the Nile.
So as you approach the Nile, as described earlier, it is a large galleon, darkwood ship with plenty of ports open on the side with cannons shining out. The crew looks like it is getting ready to leave, probably within the hour. As you approach, you are stopped at the gangplank? That's what it's called? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Mistress, can you heal me so I don't look like I just got in a street fight?
Sure. And then I'll, how much are you missing?
16 hit points?
I'll do 2nd level cure wounds.
I took almost exactly half my health in damage.
So you've been bleeding out all over the alleyway.
I wouldn't say bleeding out, but he's been trickling
two?
blood.
Two,
The bear
four?
is probably licked a little bit.
No, that's shit.
Yeah, it's a 1 and a 4 plus 4. Yeah.
That's fine.
Wow. Okay.
Good enough.
No, I'll do balm 2. 'Cause that was 9. I'll do a bomb.
Val, are you leading this because you know,
2 more.
or are you just letting somebody else lead it because
So you're
of your
back up to 11.
background?
Okay. They're going 29 hit points.
I don't look like a pirate, and I've led this entire thing this entire way, so I might as well just take the letter up to the captain. And, yeah, I'll do it.
So they stop. 2 soldiers stop you at the gangplank, and you pull out and brandish the letter with a seal from a city captain on it, and they motion for you to go, but hold the rest of the party back. As you walk on behind the. I really should have looked up terminology for ships before I did this.
I be holding the bear?
I'm pulling a Travis Willingham. Okay.
Yes, I will
Right.
hand Mistress the bear.
Behind the wheel, you see a half-orc, probably a couple inches shorter than you. Everybody on this ship is wearing Concord uniforms. Not like full dress or anything, but the pants are all the same color, rolled up a little bit so that way they can move around easier. They're all wearing an undershirt, and it looks like whatever jackets they might have are strewn about on rails, so, easier to work.
Mm-hmm.
The captain is in his long blue pants with the, I believe it's green trim before Concord colors. And he gives you a side-eye look, and then kind of like a smile and goes, who are you? What are you doing here?
I am nobody, but I come on behalf of Captain Zentaro with a letter for you. I do apologize for its contents, but we are acting on behalf of the Concord and are in quite a bit of a hurry. And I'll hand it over and take a few steps back. Bite my fucking tongue.
He'll bend the letter and crack the seal and open it.
How heavy is the baby bear?
Like 20 pounds. After a minute of reading, so you, 4 companions and a pet or 2 is what this says.
That is correct.
Something. He's just pretty much says to give you guys some room. We have some room we can give. It might be a little cramped for that many of you. But we're leaving in an hour, so if you're ready to leave in an hour, you're welcome. That letter outranks me, so it's more of an order than a request.
We came ready to go, Captain.
Okay, I'll have one of my men show you to the room. I'll have them clear it out a little bit better for you. We've been using it for storing some loose supplies.
I'll go gather my crew. Much obliged.
That's my nickname.
Yes,
Loose
sir.
supplies.
Turn on a heel and go back.
Oh, what's your name, by the way? It's Draglar here.
Valeri.
Nice to meet you. Good to meet somebody of similar kin.
Pleasure's all mine. And I'll walk away.
He will, behind you, issue orders, yells, and you see two of the soldiers like snap up, like, oh, fuck this, and go downstairs to what you assume is clean out the room that you guys will be staying in. So you have 1 hour left on shore before you have to leave. If you guys just want to leave now, we can do that. By overwhelming silence, we're going to leave now, I take it. No more bears to steal, Exa?
No.
Okay.
You don't want to rally the troops and go back and raid the...
I think they're probably gone
I
by
was
now.
I was half expecting you guys to be like, wait, there's exotic traders? Let's go kill them all.
I expect them to be gone by now.
Maybe.
Oh,
But you
do
guys
you want
all...
to go back to where you were? No? Okay, I'll help you. I have some pretty powerful magics now.
Jedi, Thor is my Australian Shepherd that we usually have a puppy cam up, but my current setup is being annoying with puppy cam, so we're not doing it at the moment, but he usually runs around in the background. But he is currently laying directly behind my chair, but my webcam is not wanting to work. You guys are shown downstairs to your bedroom. It will be definitely cramped. You guys, okay, important question. Are you guys bringing the cage, or are you ditching the cage?
Who carried the cage?
Exa, the bear was still inside the cage when Exa got him, so he didn't have time to take the bear out, so he had to carry the caged bear the entire time through the docks. Oh wait, did you dump the cage in the alleyway and just carry the bear, or?
No, I'm keeping the cage, in case the bear decides to get uppity and we need to isolate it for a little bit.
Okay, is the bear in the cage when you bring it on to the ship?
No.
What are you doing because you are carrying a cage?
That's a good question. You know what? I'm going to use Flock of Familiars, put 2 of the familiars in the extra dimensional space, and put 1 of the cats in the cage. Be like, oh, this is my cage for my cat. Definitely.
It's a little big for a cat, but
We are
It's a
the...
big cat.
That's fine.
We're this
I'm
aggravating...
just a very nice owner. I have an extremely large cage for my cat.
you
We're
guys...
those aggravating self-important tourists who get, like, rammed on at the last second and make
Yeah.
everybody's lives worse.
You do notice that there is not another passenger on the ship. As you go downstairs, you do notice that there is a space at the front of the ship that has 4 guards sitting outside of its door. The door is metal. The walls next to it look to be reinforced with metal. Probably a safe room of some sorts. And as you go and enter the room, which is at the bottom of the stairs immediately to the left, they all give you the pretty big stink eye. But you are on the ship. For numbers counts, there's probably about 25 Concord on this ship. between crew and actual soldiers.
We can take that many.
Couple of them, yeah. Go for it.
Them off, like kill them slowly at night.
Oh yeah.
If you had
It's not the random people you've let on.
Yeah, and what happens when manning the ship when the entire crew is dead? Sorry.
That's uwu.
Yeah.
We have to
Kill the
do
captain.
We've done this before. We'll do it again.
Kill the captain, the first mate, and a couple of high-ranking officers. Tell everybody else, look, sail with us or go to the bottom of the ocean. Take a pick.
We'll
Take
roll for
your
it if it happens. You guys are all led into a room that's probably about 12 feet by 12 feet. So, can all of you fit? Yes. Will all of your stuff fit? Yes. Will it be comfortable sleeping on top of each other? Probably a little bit more comfortable if you didn't have a bear. But, you guys have a place to stay.
Don't have the horses.
Whatever
Hey,
happened
so- I'm gonna tell you right now,
Not stables, right?
if that bear shits in this room, I'm cooking that bear.
I will summon my mage hand to be like, look, easy to clean up, and we have friend who can do prestidigitation.
You better
Remove
hope that I
stuff.
don't roll below a 3.
You do.
We can get rid of
Oh.
the smell. It's no problem.
It's more the principle of the matter.
Yes, you now have
But,
an animal.
like, you do not shit? I don't understand. You're not Kim Jong-un. You take poops.
You
I know
know.
where to take poops,
not
and where I
famous
take poops is
character.
not where I put my head.
Within a couple minutes of you guys getting into your room, you do feel the tug as the ship starts to take away from port. So now there's a couple days of just fast travel. Would any of you guys like to do anything while on the ship?
Yes.
Befriend the bear.
Well, now I have 2 jobs. Now I have 2 jobs because there's a bear.
Yes.
First job. Is there a dedicated cook?
There is. You see a. So when mealtime is served, you all go to the area where the cook resides, get your food, and then leave. It's a small cooking room. That's really all they have area for. No room to sit in there. On your first meal, are you going at mealtime, or are you looking out for him beforehand? What was that?
Can I look up for him afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, would your first encounter be before? Like, would you seek him out, or would you seek him out after you got food?
After.
You see a short, rather, I don't want to say grumpy, but a short, a dwarf. They're always grumpy. That serves you food. The food is actually pretty decent for ship food. Probably would be like inn-worthy. But you did just leave a town, so the fresh ingredients are still there. Are you looking to approach him after?
Yes.
You would know from seeing there that he also sleeps in this room. It's part room.
Okay.
It's not really a kitchen. It's kind of like food storage, some things to cook on, and a bedroll. Because,
Or if you're a
it's-
lizard folk, just food storage.
Yes. It's, it's a ship. They don't have that much space. So, how do you approach him?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's the, How may I help you? Did you need more food?
No.
Yes, we have a bear.
I was wondering if you could teach me how to cook.
He looks taken aback. Teach you how to... Are
Yes,
you
I've
okay?
bought supplies and I want to be more helpful.
I'll wake you up in the morning. You can help me cook breakfast. If you survive the breakfast shift, we'll think about it.
Okay.
You're in it now.
Survive the
He
British.
looks amused, as if, like, worst case scenario, he's gonna get a really funny show in the morning.
I'm gonna give everyone in the group 20 gold pieces for the inconvenience of me bringing this bear along.
Alright, I'll take it.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
I do
was
have to help
saving my money
train
for
him.
For half plate, but I am so out of money. I just nearly fucking bankrupted myself.
You just increase
this
our
bear.
thing for jokes, but I'll
For
take 20
this
gold too.
Bear. My
Yeah.
second job is to help Exa
House saving.
train this bear.
How much does half plate cost?
750 gold.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun save up.
It costs more than bear.
It does cost more than a bear. I was looking up like pet costs in D&D, and I was like, well, what would a dog cost? And I was like, dog would be cheap. Exotic animal would be 10 times that. And so I was
Dog
like,
cheap.
okay, and he'll charge 5 times, because you know. But nope. So, Mistress, because we're gonna roleplay this now that you want to learn how to cook. Is anybody else doing anything, or are we just gonna speedrun Mistress trying to cook?
And teach a bear.
Trying to train my bear.
I have to help him train the bear.
Yeah, we'll do the bear training. Actually, let's do the bear training first, because that will determine if you're on time for your shifts to cook and how
Oh, no.
distracted you are for them. So, I want an animal handling check a day. So 3 animal handling checks for now.
Okay. 1,
I'll
2,
be helping
3.
you out with food. So.
You really can't
do I
help
get
her out.
I'm
advantage?
sure that'll give you advantage. It honestly might give you disadvantage.
Exa,
If I try
make
to help.
3 animal
Yes.
handling checks, and that will determine if any of these are at advantage or disadvantage.
Wonderful. With my spicy +0 to animal handling.
Oh, lovely.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Solid.
The first 2 were good.
roll you. So the last day at a 10 is normal. The first day at an 8 is normal. Him trying to help you on that second day does give you disadvantage at a 2.
You're gonna take that 6, or you want me to
I'll
roll
take that
again?
6 and just roll 1 more.
Okay. Yay!
Hey guys, Sprinkle 2.0.
Who the fuck is Sprinkle?
Critical Role
It's
reference.
this weasel thing that's supposed. Ugh, dead.
I need to
Not
watch.
dead.
I need to just watch Critical Role.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
only like
weasel
400
bitch.
hours.
It's a revenant weasel.
It's a
That's all you
solid
need to know.
show.
Basically, what are you trying to teach it, by the way?
To not shit on the floor. I'm trying to not have it shit on the floor.
Yeah.
I want it to not bite people.
So the biting is going okay as long as you keep it fed. It's not doing much mouth play. The not shitting on the floor, on the other hand, is going very poorly.
So
These
no
are like-
mouth play, plenty of scat play. Got it.
Yes.
These are the 2 base instincts of a bear: bite things and shit. And you're trying to get it to not do either one.
Yeah.
On a boat.
So the 18 was a pretty
Listen,
good,
they
like...
say bear shit in the woods. They don't say anything about bear shitting on boats.
I don't know. I think a bear's gonna shit wherever it's at.
So
I know I would.
I'm...
No, ain't that the truth?
Get it, guys? Because I'm a bear.
Yeah,
Okay, so, Mistress,
Yeah.
I've already sent you this, but cooking is a combination of not only intelligence but wisdom.
Yeah, and I'm bad at one of those.
But the
Wisdom's
lucky
probably
part,
went the best.
the lucky part here is that you are not coming up with ingredients or finding them.
Right.
You're just being given what to do.
Yes.
So, for these 3 days, I will want wisdom checks for you.
Okay.
Okay. So, you need...
First day, great. Was worked with the animal handling, great.
You needed to succeed 2 of them to not be kicked out of the kitchen. You
don't
succeeded
think I
1, but it was
Yeah.
a nat 20, so it counts as 2.
Okay. Yay.
I feel like you're just making this up as you go.
I
He is, 'cause
no, I literally have it written down in front of me, Trey.
Snapchat me right now, or doesn't.
He will teach Mistress. A DC 15 wisdom check is needed to make a decent meal. If she succeeds 2 of the 3 of these on the journey
Bro.
to
Snap it to me, or it doesn't matter.
Okay, ignore the fact that it says Besaft Isles. I was thinking of another thing.
Let's go to the Besaft Isles.
Oh wait, shit. Give me 1 second. I have to
Write it all
Cover
down
the
real
other
quick.
part.
No, you won't hear me typing. You know my keyboard. I have to cover up everything else.
Cover everything else.
I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Don't snap it to me.
While he's doing that, we play this game every Sunday. And on Saturdays, we play a homebrew game set after Stone King's Thunder.
It is a fun game.
But yeah, thanks for
1:30
tuning in.
Friday, we go wild. Wow, 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 wow.
And you know, Tuesdays we play party games.
Tuesdays, you
yeah.
guys play party games.
Thanks for tuning in.
But Monday and also Wednesday through Friday, y'all go wild. Wow, wow, wow. Where? I have tabletops.
The
So-
DM games are yes. The DM
Um,
D&D games are on
The
YouTube.
DM games.
do I learn
So you learn
how to do anything specifically? Like not burn things?
He will. So yes, you are what I would consider an apprentice cook.
Okay.
You probably can't survive in a tavern, but now on the
Okay.
road, you can make decent meals that aren't just rations.
Okay.
You learn basic things on how to, like, you know, it's a pirate ship, so they keep they keep some alive chickens,
Okay.
so that way you can have fresh meat. So you definitely learned how to kill and dress a chicken over these 3 days. You learned pretty much what the difference between, like, you know, a rotten vegetable and a non-rotten vegetable is, and I don't mean that in a way of like, oh yeah, it's just telling it. I mean, when you're cutting open something, when is it not good to use and when is it still good? You learn the basics of cooking. So anything that's not a complicated meal you can now make, as long as you have the ingredients. He is pretty impressed by your little spice pouch, and probably why he keeps you around is because he just likes seeing the whole, like, aspect of it. He does recommend you pick up one thing, though, if you want to continue doing this. When you're in town next, there's a butcher in Nicodranas. He has somebody who makes him some bags that keep meat longer. They're a little expensive for my taste, but if you guys are adventurers, usually you can procure the money for these items.
Oh,
Basically,
okay.
it will give you a way to preserve. It's a bag of colding,
Yeah.
but
Like what
yes,
Beck said.
but it's something he suggests, something that a pirate ship that works for the Concord can't really afford.
Right.
Not a pirate ship, a ship for the Concord. Sorry.
I'm going
Can't-
to be like a portable kitchen with my spice pouch and my stove
It's 'cause you the
and
whole
my
damn
bag
meal.
of colding.
Okay. Nobody else is doing anything, correct?
I am writing that letter and kind of keep an eye out for things that need help, but
You try and help 2 or 3 times, and they accept, but the second that, like, little thing is over, they're like, thank you, you can go now. They,
yeah, I'm not really going out of my way to help these people.
yeah, but you, every so often you see something that, like, somebody's like, there's some tasks on a ship that sometimes just one extra hand
Yeah.
goes a little way. So, on that note, it
And-
was the morning of the fourth day. This night, you guys should reach.
There were only 3 days. It's dawn of.
No, it's 4.5. It's
The
4.5.
moon smashes into
said
the
we
earth after
should-
the end of the 3rd day.
We should reach level 6.
No, level 8 tonight.
Come on, that was an
Ah.
extremely good Ocarina. That was an
Yes,
extremely good Majora's Mask reference.
It was. It just took me a minute to get it, and I'm kind of salty.
We are at sea.
I'm just dumb. I'll practice magic when I'm in the ship, but that's about it. But at the end of the days.
You know what you did. Val. On the morning of the 4th day, you step out onto the deck. The sea breeze hits you in the face, and you smell it before you even see it.
On second thought, I'm gonna spend the day in my bunk.
It's nothing horrible, but you can, unlike the other people who are not accustomed to the sea, you can smell the storm in the air.
Spicy.
And your instant reaction as you look around, you can see the same tension build in everybody else. It's that gut, that sense you've learned from all these years at sea tells you it's going to be a big one. And it's probably going to hit soon. And within an hour off in the distance, you see the dark clouds. Within 2, the boat is rocking. Oh, you are welcoming it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels almost blissful and calming, though the ship is rocking. And the other 4 of you have not been at sea with this bad of a storm. It is nerve-wracking. And as it continues on, lightning starts to strike. Lightning starts to strike. Slowly at first. Slowly. One second. I'm putting ocean music on because I forgot I had that.
Ooh, we barely in water now, boys.
Slowly another ship appears. Chase music begins.
Bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-ba-dum bum ba-da-bum.
I don't have a storm because sadly they don't have a good storm. I don't think they
Who
do.
here has good storm these days?
That is without a doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
I'm searching some words that I might not have looked at before.
You know, I really regret making Val now. I should have just made a Johnny Depp pirate. Shit.
Bum bum
A
ba-da-dum,
barbarian?
Yeah, is it too late to make a swashbuckler?
What's your charisma?
Way too low.
What's your dex for a swashbuckler?
Way too low.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Next time.
+1 dex, +1 charisma. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm really looking for some, like, thunder audio. It's not gonna happen.
I actually have all above
wait.
10 stats.
Must be nice.
They're just all +1.
That must be nice.
Must be nice. Be nice.
Hey, look at that, guys.
To have the stat gods on your
Good job, good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, around 3 hours into the storm, lightning striking every 3 to 5 minutes. And it's striking closer and closer to the ship. It's not natural, Val. Something is definitely going on. You are probably around 5 hours out of Brokenbank. If it wasn't a storm, you could probably start seeing the shapes on the horizon.
Do the lightning strikes look like they're getting closer to the ship? Are they chasing us?
Can I see if it's magic in nature, an arcana check?
You can make an arcana check. You don't know if it's just your paranoia, but your gut tells you that this is not a normal storm, Val.
It's paranoia.
But they do seem to be getting closer. So with a 22, magic storms are something that aren't easily, I don't want to say made, but aren't easily conjured.
Surprise, you're fighting a fucking kraken.
But you
What is
have
happening?
you have heard of high magics, multiple archmages, or even just one very powerful one being able to create storms. There's even tales of druids and nature magic being able to create massive storms and change the weather completely. That being said, lightning, a massive storm, lightning striking closer, it definitely seems like something arcane to you, but with a 22 you can't quite get it. But it doesn't seem natural.
So it does seem something
Something is going on.
fishy, arcane is going on. Guys, something weird is going on.
He's not wrong. This isn't a normal storm.
It might be magic, but I'm not sure. I know a lot about magic, but I don't know what this is.
You know a lot about the gods, Soul.
Not my expertise, no.
Mine neither. And that's what worries me.
Bum bum bara bum bum bara bum bum bara bum.
As the time passes, then another 20 or 30 minutes goes by. Mistress. Well, actually, before I say any of this, where are all of you? Are you all... It's a heavy storm, so... Are you below deck? Are you on deck?
No, I'm above deck.
Below.
Below deck trying to comfort the bear.
Yeah.
It's okay,
How
bear.
much shit is on the floor right now?
Oh, it's liquid. It's just a small...
I
small...
assumed that we
I
would be
just-
using Val's magic,
Just,
Saul's magic to clean it up.
Yeah,
I will, yeah.
Soul, you're getting a little tired of casting Prestidigitation.
How quickly can you plug the flow with your magic?
No, at this point in time, you think that, have we named the bear yet?
I was gonna name it Callisto, but
Callisto.
Now it should be maybe Shalitsto.
Shouldn't
Just shits.
Callisto has no,
diarrhea.
sustenance left in her.
Also her.
Okay, slap. On a 1, it's a male. On a 2, it's a female. So. You gonna roll? Oh, it's a male.
There's an arrow with your formula.
It's a male. With
Okay.
him.
Who is the bear?
Yeah, the bear.
No, Val.
Val.
Yeah, Val is
Oh,
a guy.
I was wondering.
You start to hear murmurs from upstairs around 20 to 30. And by murmurs, I mean shouts. But with the sound of the raging storm outside and the constant thunder and lightning, you can't really make out what it is from below deck.
Oh, by the way, because I didn't answer, Mistress is interested in seeing what a storm looks like outside the Feywild. So she'll be above.
I enjoy dark storms. I'll be there.
The storm is... It is different than what you are used to in the Feywild, Mistress. The chaos of the Feywild is something that few things can match. But this storm is doing a good job of it. As you're watching up in the sky, Oladim, you find a weird sort of peace and solace in the darkness that surrounds you. But Mistress, you start to make out something in the clouds. And as you look up and you start to do it, these bits of clouds seem to be moving in ways that the other clouds aren't. And the more you focus, you see that almost little individual bolts of lightning themselves are crackling from these clouds. And then it almost seems like they're shifting in ways. And then they're coming down. And you start to see 3 swirling figures of clouds that are hard to make out even with your perception from the background. Start to descend towards the ship.
Who is manning the helm at this point? Is it the captain or is it a sailor?
It is the captain. Well, if you step out, it would be the... Actually, you would know just because you'd know who's upstairs. The captain is manning the helm.
Captain?
You're gonna go out? You can't yell to him from inside.
Oh no, I've been outside the whole time.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
you get close to him and yell, "What's going on?"
Hell if I know. But it looks like we have some otherworldly company.
He'll look up and just fucking shit. Fuck these people. Things, whatever. Fucking get ready. He'll start yelling commands. Get ready. You see, people who were resting below deck off their shift are like coming up, like rubbing their eyes out.
I'll also come up when he does that.
You won't hear him yell it, but it looks like a
if Val yells.
You'll see a soaking wet runner come inside and just start banging on all the doors, like all hands on deck.
All right, I'm coming up.
I'm
Hi,
also.
Bear.
Bye, Bear. You.
Yeah, leaving the
be
bear in
okay.
here. I'm closing the door behind us so the bear doesn't get out.
We'll see how scratched up those doors are when you get back.
That's fine.
My gosh.
Um,
Dog scratches my door.
You guys, give me 1 second. As you guys enter the main deck of the ship, you do see that there's crew manning sails and quickly acting in things you guys, all save Val, can't comprehend what they're doing and why they're doing it, but they look very trained and very used to massive storms. You see a couple of them gather on the back and the front of the ship, kind of in like swords drawn, just like, oh fuck, what is this gonna be? You see both the other first mate and the 3 lieutenants of the ship all up and in armor and ready to do whatever needs to be done. And you all now see these 3 slightly humanoid shapes made of cloud and looks like rippling with electricity start to descend upon the ship. Are any of you going to do anything as you see them approach?
As soon as they get within 120 feet, I'm gonna take an Eldritch Blast at them.
I will
I'll do the same
do-
for Firebolt.
And look, everybody's gone. Place yourself somewhere on the main deck, please. Or up there, Val, if that was where you were.
Yeah, I would have been, because that was the last thing I did was be out the captain.
Oh, where's the below deck? Where we would descend from? Doors right there.
Yeah.
Probably be near there just in case.
So once it's within 120 feet, you'd start shooting at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing ended.
Where's the stairs into the ship?
Where Soul is. I was gonna.
Oh, okay. There.
Where is that? And we are going to pull one thing up really quickly. I forgot to pull it up earlier. My apologies. All of you, we're just gonna just reveal everything right now so you can see what's happening.
Going to cast Moonbeam as soon as it got 120 feet in, or to me.
So you're casting Moonbeam into midair? Like, I know you can cast it on the spot, you can see, I'm just clarifying.
Centered on a point within range.
You can cast it on a point in air. I'm just clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay. That guard's the captain. That guard's not there. There are more guards on deck, more Concord, but a lot of them are manning the parts of the ship that are keeping you from capsizing and going in random directions.
Do we have any ballista on the ship?
You do, but not pointing up.
Where are they pointing?
Towards the back and towards the front.
Okay.
And these things are descending from above.
They
And you
can't be
also-
swiveled. They can't be swiveled to fire onto
So
the ship.
they're pointed out and away, so to swivel them and point them up, you'd pretty much have to stand off the ship.
Not necessarily up, just in towards the ship.
You'd have to stand off the ship to stand behind it and fire it.
Okay.
Because, like, it would be on a swivel, which you could swivel inward, but, again, then the back of the ballista is now off the ship type of thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how far or how.
No, they're mounted
how
pretty much to the
everywhere.
railing to maximize internal space.
Okay. That sucks.
Yeah, but, you know, you don't really fire ballistas on your own ships, so...
You're not chaotic enough.
The Concorde isn't chaotic enough. The Revelry might be different. Give me 1 second as I actually pull up that thing I said I was pulling up earlier.
I've already said 120 feet, so I'll keep it there. I can move.
So everybody give me an initiative, because their flying movement is insane, so the second they're within range, you pretty much have 1 turn of doing stuff before they're on your ass.
I'd like to say that they're too big. Please help.
I can't wait
Scared.
until I get advantage on initiative so I can roll shit twice.
Like me?
You rolled an 18! Jake, am I still down 3 hit points from psychic damage?
No, you're
Has
fine.
that day passed? Okay.
So, DM to player, you guys can try and fight all 3 of these with the help of the guard, or you can just take the center one and leave it to them. It depends on how long this encounter actually goes. Those are your 2 options.
I'll try to take out the center one first.
Just so you know, I'm not rolling. I hate massive battles, but this was the best way to.
Dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not rolling 20 Concord members and 2 extra Storm elementals.
So, is it a direct path that it's going right there?
No, it
Just
would be coming from an
straight down?
angle. It would be coming from an angle, so wherever you cast it wouldn't necessarily... It's kind of moving to intercept the ship just from really high up. So wherever you cast it, like, it's probably going to be like here when you cast it in air. It's taking a pretty steep angle, but it is still coming down. But, so, Exa, your surprise round attack, quote unquote. Both of those hit. Their aura's not working because they're a custom thing.
You should be able to go into their settings and then put in their HP on the first
I
part.
did, but it's not working.
Oh. Well, that's poopy.
It is poopy. Let's see. Yep, okay. I will do the old-fashioned way of telling you how it looks then. Oladim, are you doing anything while it is closing the gap? Pretty much, you have to have something that hits like 100 feet away.
Yeah, I don't have anything that does that.
Got a middle finger.
Mistress.
So have I already done the moonbeam, or am I doing the moonbeam now?
Moonbeam would be now.
Okay. So with the way the spell is worded, I kind of have to guesstimate where it's going to be.
Yep.
When it's its turn.
Yep.
Can I try that?
Make an intelligence check.
I'm not good
I know, but that's
those.
what guesstimating would be. You think it's gonna land on the edge of the ship,
Okay.
but it's up. Soul.
Okay.
Anything that's 100 feet
Yeah.
away.
Of course. I cast a good fireball. Does that have?
Oh yeah, that hits.
17.
That was some good damn rolls for Firebolt.
Yeah, because it upgraded at level 5, right?
2d10.
Am I
Yeah.
tripping?
I was just like 17 damage from my cantrips. A good cantrip.
I know. I saw it and I was like, Am I sure?"
So this is now. This is when it hit 100 feet away. So its turn is null and void. Val, it is currently 100 feet, or it's currently 90 feet ish from the ship.
Did that 18 hit from Exa?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any range. I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting until he lands.
You can see its path of descent. Not like it's. So as you're on the top deck and you can see all 3 levels of the deck, you can see that the guards beside you are preparing to. They're shooting crossbows and stuff at it, and it's taking not that much damage from these non-magical attacks, but still damage.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And so is the front ship, as they're both getting, reamed with crossbow bolts as they come down, but they're shrugging it off decently. You do see that the front and back deck is preparing, but the people on the middle deck are really just trying to keep the ship from, the sails from releasing and bad things that happen to ships in storms. You passing your turn and still stand up there?
Hang on. I'll tell the captain to keep us steady. You said if I ended my turn on a rage, it wouldn't go away until my next turn?
Until the end of your next. I see it as 6 seconds it lasts, not the turn-based thing, because technically that means your rage could last all of a quarter second.
So I'll move up to there. Can I rage and then hold my action? Or
Yeah.
would I have to?
You can rage and hold action if it comes within range.
Yeah, I'll rage and hold my action for it to come within range.
Okay. Exa. Start of actual initiative. It is about 90 feet away.
Oh, it's now 90 feet away? Okay.
You held your action for what was within 120 feet. It ended its last turn with 90 feet away.
Alright, 2 more Eldritch Blasts.
1 hits. All of them, I take it. You gonna hold action?
Can I hold to move and hit it whenever it lands?
You can't hold to move and hit.
But I can tell where it's going to land.
Make an intelligence check. It's a big creature, so the DC for just finding out, give or take, where it's going to land will give you a decent...
I mean, would he see us gathering?
Well, you don't technically know it's going to land there.
Oh, okay.
But advantage to kind of suss out that they're going to where it's going to land.
Again, none of them actually know if it's going to land there.
That's true.
I'm still going to roll a dice depending on where it lands. It's going to land in that general area, but...
Who's to say?
Well...
if you want to, you have a ranged attack, don't you? You can hold a ranged attack. Oh, I thought you had,
No, it's not this.
Oh, light crossbow, and I should really give it to... Remind me to, after this battle, to give my light crossbow to all of them.
I will not use it.
That is fine, though.
I had 5 more feet of movement.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mistress. 3rd level for movement? Okay. It is your turn. You can make another intelligence check if you want to try and see where it's going to be next turn.
All you can do is move it 60 feet.
Yeah, but if you want to try and, predict him next turn.
Can
That
I predict?
will work.
Okay, can I move it 60 feet
You don't
towards it's my prediction?
Ooh. How tall is the beam?
40-foot high cylinder with a 5-foot radius.
You have a good idea that you probably could move it down to the deck of the ship. And it's where it ends its next turn or starts its next turn?
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
Okay, so you're just trying to, intercept it with this.
Yes.
Okay, you feel decently confident that that will at least intercept it on its way down. Soul, 90 feet away.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The
Oh,
last
yeah.
turn, did I get a sense that the fire damage did the whole thing?
It did do the whole thing. You felt pretty confident. 14 does not hit, however. So this elemental moves pretty fast, as in this turn it covers the entire 90 feet to the ground.
Oh, damn.
And lands right here. Yes,
Okay.
Val, on you. So,
That's cool.
Mistress, what is the save?
Yes.
First things first.
It's a con save. DC 15.
A 10 will fail.
Okay. Oh, it didn't ask me. Yay, third level. Yay. 15 radiant.
It looks pained as it comes out of this. As it, like, shoulders its way through and it lands on the ground. Val, you get your attack of opportunity because it procs that first.
These are both reckless. Great webmaster. Wow.
Nice.
So neither hit.
So that sucks.
As you swing at it twice, you go to swing and it's on the first one, its arm dissipates around your blade and reforms on the other side. And then you go to stab it, and again, it's like a hole opens up in its chest, and as you pull back, it reforms. When you guys are within this, this is a mini storm cloud. Lightning is pulsing through its form. There's swirling winds. You can feel that there is water actually coming off of it, and it's not just the storms from around you that it's doing it. And you can hear when it talks and screeches, it is just the sound of deafening thunder. And for its turn, I will need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this an effect that I can see? Because I have advantage in those.
As it starts
It
to,
would be.
you see that it opens its mouth and its eyes intensify, and you see that lightning inside of it starts to charge, and it goes to release. So yes, you can have advantage.
Okay.
So everybody besides the one guy really good at dex saves, I don't understand that.
Have a +8.
Yeah. Welcome to Smoke's life.
I guess we're killing all of them tonight, huh?
Not your
actually,
weekend,
you are the best case scenario to fail that. I will say this. So you all immediately, as it releases this, what hits first is weird. The lightning inside of it cracks, and the burst of sound from being that close to a lightning crack slams into all of you, and then immediately after you see a surge of electricity storm outward. So
Why is it good that I'm the one that failed?
because if anybody else failed, they were pushed 10 feet back.
You know, it would be really nice if we were level 6, so I could have resistance to lightning damage.
So that is thunder damage.
Well, fuck.
You take half of it if you succeed. So all of them takes the full 8. Actually, sorry, it's 10 total. It's a +2 also. So 5 damage to everybody but all of them. And then 2 damage to everybody but all of them. It takes the full 5 of lightning that bursts, that shocks outward after that. And that is its turn. And because I'll probably forget. Ooh, yay. Val, it is your turn.
So, this again. still reckless Great Weapon Master.
Yep.
I have to toggle Great Weapon Master on after every roll. Cannot
That
toggle it immediately.
barely hits. So
That doesn't.
that the first one's 23 damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, 25.
25.
oh, 25. Sorry.
Rage.
25 and then 22.
Just
No,
11.
no, the
hit?
11 doesn't hit. Sorry,
I was about
25.
to say. Yeah, just 25. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, roll a deck save. Because it's a bonus action. I can't control it.
It
just
does
happens.
succeed the save, which means it only heals for 1 point. As you shock it with electricity, and it seems to breathe in and like kind of bear down on you a little more. Of like, ooh, you can be tasty.
It's a really good thing I can only heal it for 6 points a turn. At maximum.
It'd be really shitty if it also had a healing feature. Exa, it is your turn.
I'm going to cast Hex, and I'm going to hit it twice with my spear.
Okay.
So, one spell down.
Nice.
So Exa steps back just with out of range, pulls the spear and stabs twice, just missing Val. Oh, you're going all up in melee range?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, okay.
It's labeled as a long spear, but it doesn't have reach.
Oh, okay. I thought
Because it's just a reflavored glaive.
that is true actually. 24, 27, 28.
Glaives? Do glaives not have reach?
No. Do they?
I thought
I
can't
glaives had
remember.
reach.
I will check.
He would be in the yellow right now, just because keeping with.
Oh, it does have
Yeah,
reach.
glaives
Yeah.
have reach.
Glaives have reach.
That's
All
the whole
it did.
point I have now.
Oh.
Well, yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to smack with the Mesa Terror to start. And then second attack unarmed strike, which I'm assuming just the unarmed strike.
Yeah, the unarmed strike hits. Your attacks aren't magical yet with unarmed strike, right?
They are not. And then key point for the flurry of blows.
Okay, one more attack.
2 more attacks.
Oh yeah, because you
This
have
extra attack is not a bonus action anymore.
no extra attack is. That's just
It
your
just-
straight up. Yeah, so if
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
those-
It's not a bonus action anymore.
Yep.
It's not a bonus action. It's 2 more hits.
Yes. Both of those hit.
Nice. That'll be it.
Okay.
Make sure
Mistress.
we're- Wait, is it an action for you to proc Mace of Terror, or is it when you hit something?
It's an action to use it
Okay.
to do its fear effect.
Yeah, yeah.
Mistress, it is your turn.
Do I feel like it's gonna stay there?
You have a decent. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know.
Keep it there.
I mean, it's gonna start its next turn in it. So.
I would like to. I would like to wild shape
Okay. What
into.
Shitting bear.
I would like to. Like to wild shape into an 8.
Okay. And you see
Who's my-
Mistress's form roar beside you.
Is it a Fae?
It is.
Yay.
The Faith, actually?
Fae, hey.
Fate.
I'm doing no fape November.
That Fape has boobs.
Where is my tape?
That's all you can see.
So,
I mean, look at it.
that is your action, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so is that your turn?
Yes, it is. There's nothing else I can do.
Okay, Soul. You see your comrades surrounding this creature.
Heck yeah. I would like to cast, is today the last day? We're gonna,
Tonight you will reach the island, you think.
Die trying.
Or die trying.
I'ma cast, haste on Valerie.
Isn't that
Hey.
touch?
No, it's 30
No, it's
feet.
30 feet.
Yeah. I just looked. Bow! I cast haste on him. And I hold my ground. Give him a thumbs up. I say, go ham.
Val, you feel almost like you took a hit of magical substance that makes you feel a little bit more invigorated.
Huh, I wonder what that feels like.
Yeah. Now that Mistress, Exa, Val, Oladim, you are all within such close range to this creature, you notice that it takes a deep breath and you see water from the air immediately swirl into its form and some of the missing clouds start to repair themselves.
Con save.
He will take a con save. 20. So that's half of the damage, which was 15? Or you want to
Yeah.
reroll? Okay.
I'll leave it to the
You can reroll if you'd
dice.
like. Oh, leave it to the dice? Okay.
boop. Yeah. So half of 19.
And because of that moonbeam behind it, it's going to move there. It will take your opportunity attack.
Okay.
I like that.
Go ape on it.
Go away.
That's a good place
yes.
to be.
It is a nice play, unless it also is going to recast its Storm Surge since it got it back on that 5. So
I mean,
need
that's fine.
dexterity saving throws from the 5 of you. That does
Do
not
I
hit.
get double advantage?
No. Why would you get double advantage?
Because haste gives advantage on dex saves.
No, you
40
do
doesn't hit, does it?
I
14
already
does not hit.
Oh,
Exa fails. Val succeeds.
Save.
Make a dex save?
Yes.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
Hey,
Soul succeeds.
The homie.
Oh, wait. That needs to be as a 8. Hold on.
Just take your 10. So,
It doesn't have proficient. It just has a +2 to dex. But it's not proficient in dexing.
okay, so that didn't roll correctly, so we're just re-rolling that.
Well, my normal dex is +2. So
So just leave
Do I
it at
just
12.
keep it to that?
Yeah.
yeah.
So that is 11 points of thunder damage for
Okay.
Exa and Mistress.
Okay.
Exa, you are slid back 10, and Mistress, you are slid off to the side as the mass is not enough to stop your 8 form. The rest of you take 10 points. And
5 points?
yes, 5 points. Sorry, my apologies. 5 points of thunder damage.
11.
And then Exa and Mistress, you take another 9 points of lightning damage. And the
Oh,
rest of you
Jesus
take 4.
Christ.
So I am no longer a.
yeah, item there, Exa?
I mean, no, I have 7 health, but also I dropped my hex.
Yes, you do.
And I need
how
to
much damage do I take? Wait,
You
is
take
it the
half,
top
so
one?
5 and 9. 5 and 4, so 9 total damage.
9 total.
make 2 con saves.
You hate to see it.
Yep, 2 con saves.
I'll lose concentration on haste.
No, it's
Yeah, no, Soul needs 2 on. No, sorry. It'd be 1 con save.
for.
It's 1 attack that does the 2 sets of damage as 1 total
Okay.
damage. Haste, however, is lost.
But I still have Moonbeam.
Moonbeam is up, and technically, what was the total? 20 was the total damage, so you actually technically have Hex is still up.
Oh, I thought since I took damage in 2 parts, I had to make 2 saves.
No, I was doing it separately, mainly because I thought Val still had resistance to lightning, but he doesn't. So
Not until
I'm
next
just
roll, no.
gonna start rolling them together next time. But Hex is still up, which we will mark. And Val, you lost haste, which means you are
Yeah.
stunned.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Not stunned, he just can't do anything. Like,
Uh,
it doesn't
It's
get
effectively
advantage
stunned.
against him. Well,
He doesn't get advantage, and I do not get Storm
Yeah.
Surge back, so that's a good thing.
You do get advantage because I used Reckless on my
Oh,
last turn.
well, yeah.
I do get advantage, you are correct. Exa, it is your turn.
No, you don't, because I wouldn't use Reckless on this turn. Because I lost my turn.
Oh, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no advantage. Exa, it is your turn. You do have an idea that his range is around 30 feet with that thing.
Good luck.
Alright, well, I'm going to step over here
I will jump off the ship.
onto the side of the ship. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast twice.
That is a precarious place to position one's person.
That's true, but that's
Amen.
okay.
He moves 5 feet
If I
closer
get-
to you. Both of those hit.
I'm dead anyway if I get hit, so I'm not really worried about it.
We have potions.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Double max damage? Wow, okay.
Well,
There it is.
28, 30, 31 total damage, though. I would say that he's probably in the orange right now.
oh, he would be dead if I hadn't lost haste.
He'd be dead if he hadn't healed per round, also. All of him. And yeah, he would be dead. You do half damage.
3 attacks though.
Yeah. Like, your mace is not doing you well, buddy, but you're hitting with those unarmed strikes.
Always 2 of them.
Punch the wind.
Yeah. But that's still 15 halved.
Oh, did you roll with advantage? Because we're flanking?
No,
Or are we flanking?
I would say normally, yes, but you kind of spent that last round stunned.
Alright, fair enough.
So no advantage because of you're not really an effective countermeasure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mistress.
Action to move it. But not hitting anyone else.
So you're just gonna inch it onto him?
Yes.
She's just gonna edge him.
And then bonus action to do my Balm of the Summer Court.
Okay.
And I'm
Can
gonna
you?
use.
Do you have to be able to see Exa to do it if you're doing it to him?
Oh,
Why can't I see you outside?
Soul's yellow. Get Soul.
I do be
Soul's
yellow,
always
though.
yellow.
Because if I was in
Hey,
a place where you could see me, I would be in a place to take damage.
Yes, if you can see him.
Okay, Soul, you'll get
Yeah.
2d6.
That's not good. I don't like that.
that I get healing?
You get healed.
No, I'm talking about this.
Oh, okay.
Shh, it's fine, it's fine. That. Yeah, I'll do 2.
Wait, do you actually need to be able to see them to heal them with Balm?
Yeah,
of
it
Summer?
says
Okay.
one creature you can see within range, which is 120 feet.
Yeah, so you can.
Oh, you also get 2 temp.
Gang, gang. 2, 10.
I'm going to move back here,
Behind the pole.
behind the mast. Mast? Is it a
It's also
It's a mast.
mast? Yeah, I'll go on the pole.
The big wood shaft.
Okay, that is my turn.
Soul. He's
Yes.
looking hurt.
Ooh. I would like to cast a big fireball like above him.
So, like, where the mast and sail of the ship would be?
Yeah, to sink us? Would that be cool?
I'm just saying, the mast is where Mistress is. So if you're casting a fireball above him, you're going to probably hit, you know...
Also,
Did you
you know,
say-
the flammable boat we are on.
Did you say
What do you
ball or
mean?
bolt?
That's a magical fire.
Ball or bolt?
Fine, I'll wait.
He said ball.
Okay.
I'll
Just-
cast a
what's the
different
diameter of a fireball again?
Very big. I'll cast Scorching Ray,
Okay.
which is focused. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah! Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's fireball. Just quick math.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fireball and quick math.
Why are you hurting?
I'm not.
He's
really
not.
doing
He's
quick
casting
math.
Flaming Sphere. Or Scorching Ray.
Also, I need that in my spell templates.
I will make it. I forgot that. I forgot to take spells when you guys leveled up to make new ones.
I need big circle.
That is hilarious.
Why?
He's
He's got 1 HP.
He's got 1 HP.
Oh my gosh.
He had 23.
Disgusting.
Moonbeam.
And it's on his turn. Yeah, at the start of his turn, Moonbeam.
Start of its turn.
At the start of his turn, he
Hey.
also heals.
Why?
Oh, but which one comes first?
I would say probably healing.
The Moonbeam comes.
You sure?
first.
Because I feel like the moonbeam would be the
I
first.
also feel like the Moonbeam would be
Because
the
he
first.
has to do something to heal. The moonbeam is already there.
No, it's a
It
passive
is already
ability. He
there.
doesn't have to do anything.
And it
That
says at
happens
the start of
simultaneously.
the opponent's turn.
Yeah, and this says at the start of turn.
Right, but don't like player actions always go before enemy actions.
No, player turns happen before enemy turns, but character sheet or stat block effects happen before out of magic effects.
it would happen simultaneously, so really it just depends on.
Yeah, can you out damage
Does he-
his heals?
Yeah,
that's the
does he
thing.
heal more than the damage?
Yeah. And what is
If
that?
damage before he dies.
A con check?
Yes. Con save.
18.
Half.
You're re-rolling it.
Yeah. 8.
He is alive.
I
With
don't want him to be.
3 hit points. But he did not get his Storm Surge back. So, what he's going to do instead is pretty much form a... He's barely holding on at this point in time, but he's going to pretty much turn himself into a mini tornado and attack all of them in Val each once.
Blow me.
17 for Val, 27 for all of them.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, same, just barely.
So 20 damage to Val
What kind of damage?
would be thunder damage,
Oh, fuck.
and 15 to all of them
Why was he not using that? Shit.
because that only hits 2 of you tops, not all of you.
But it does like 4 times as much damage.
Not when I'm considering the fact that X is almost dead over there, Soul's at half health after being healed, and I took out a wild shape.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess I did save both times.
Yeah. But that's its turn. Val, it has 3 hit points.
Don't miss. You have advantage.
So, I was about to say, these are not going to be great weapon master.
No, but you already
I
have advantage.
don't want to miss, but I don't want that -5 to hit. Anytime now. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
Crackling lightning off myself, I just wade into it, and for a minute you kind of lose sight of where Val is and where the elemental is. And
So
I'm just swinging around.
As Val goes in, striking this creature, and just in a rage going through it, as you all eventually see the dissipation of it, you kind of see the water and clouds start to, drift away. But unlike that, you actually see the lightning from this creature start to hug Val's body and slowly fade into it.
Also make a dex save on him. I can't control this shit, okay? It just happens. Excuse me, Val can't control this shit. I make conscious decisions. But Val doesn't.
Now that this is over, you will notice that the other two storm elementals have done some damage to the crew, but are looking like they're on their last.
Clive?
They're going to be dispatched here shortly, though, there might be some unconscious and or dead guards.
Save a guard by rushing up to help.
You might be able to save a life or two.
Yeah. Screw it. I go wading in that one.
Roll your attacks. Anybody want to help any other way?
Oh, I thought we were still at initiative. Yeah, I was gonna.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll go in initiative. You go, Exa.
I'm gonna run up here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to move Hex, and I'm gonna take 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Hit. Exa quickly runs up, pulls out a sphere, fires his 2 darts, and as they pierce the storm elemental, you start to see them from that area start to dissipate. All of them.
I'm gonna chug a health potion.
Did you take that 3 and or 1 lightning damage?
You're gonna shock one of the guards and kill it.
Right.
Oh, was that for me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was for you because the elemental was dead.
Yeah, he can't control it. Yeah, you take 1 lightning damage. Can't tell if it was from Val or being that close to a dying storm elemental, but probably from Val.
It's happened before. It's a safe bet.
2d4, so 7 total healing. And that
Is it 2d4 plus 4 or 2d4 plus 2?
2d4 plus 2. Right? Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, yeah, and then I guess go this way. That's it.
Okay. Mistress.
Oh no.
What?
Just where he put himself.
Zap me again, Sadie.
Oh no.
Okay.
That action. Can I
All right.
see Exa?
You can see Exa now.
Okay. Exa, you're getting 3d6 bomb in 3
Thank you.
attempts.
Thank
On my
you.
bomb.
Exa,
Good bomb.
you suddenly don't feel like you're dying again.
Exo's comparatively close to death a lot, but he enjoys it, so.
Masochist. Might be important later. Mistress, is that all of your turn? Mistress. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Soul,
Mm-hmm.
it is your turn.
Okay. From where I'm positioned now, I can't. Oh no, the one behind me dead. Ha 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 ha. I can see the one in front of me, right? And to the right. Because I'm like far enough where I can see over the ledge.
You're far enough back to see over the ledge. He might have some slight cover considering Val's in front of him. Nah, he's giant. You're fine.
The huge boy. And he looks real low, right? Cause
Yeah, they've been tearing into him with more people than you had for a decent bit of time.
Okay. I'll cast Fireball. Not why'd I double click it? Just the first one, which
Misses. You fire wide and you fire into an area that, as it turns, is just missing from its form because of all the damage it's taken. But that's your turn. Val.
Well, this is great Webmaster.
Where is this elemental in the turn order?
Just happening at the top of the turn order. Or bottom, technically.
Okay.
Miss.
Of course.
It's that great weapon master, man.
I know. And I don't think I have to do it on the second one. I think it's a choice, but I'm doing it anyway.
That hits.
So, 18 damage?
It is still kicking.
Mega Dex then.
It fails, so it has more health.
It has 1 hit point. 1 hit point more health.
Yes, it does.
You're throwing.
Its turn.
It's its turn.
Yeah. Con save.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 22. Roll high.
Now you're just cheating. No. It'll take 7.
How's it look?
After that 7, like it has 5 hit points left. There you go in your DMs, Chris.
Yeah.
I can't attack you twice. That might actually kill you. Dex saves, because it got its back on that 5. What?
I have a...
Why die?
He says he doesn't want to attack me twice because it might kill me. I have a big healing potion that someone can force feed me.
Why would he attack you twice? Oh, yeah,
That's
no.
what he said.
Oh, me saying it, sorry.
Yeah.
No, if I attacked you twice with his slams,
Yeah.
that just did 15 to 20 damage. Dex save, Val fails. All of them, dex save.
Make one, right? My bar enough one.
Probably a big fat fail, huh?
Why are you yellow? Why are you both yellow?
Because they were tanking.
That's racist, Chris.
We're getting hit.
It is. Yeah.
We're doing what we do.
Not cool.
15 total damage.
Boy.
That's not looking good.
Good thing I drank that health potion.
Not 152, but 15. Typed an extra 2 by accident. It's gonna die.
Oh, it's gonna die. Exa, it's your turn.
Alright,
With it.
gonna move 5 feet forward so I can move my hex towards it.
Uh-huh.
Then remove 5 feet back so I have a better shot. He just runs down the stairs and then runs right back up. Ignore that 11 that I rolled at the end. Jesus Christ!
Hey, Exa, how do you want to overkill this?
I'm absolutely slaughtering men today with...
I'm absolutely slaughtering men today.
3 hit points left. There are 5 hit points left in 27 damage.
X's Eldritch Blast kills tend to be much more subtle than his other kills. It's just gonna kind of ripple a bit, and then all the lightning inside of it is gonna fizzle out, and it's gonna collapse.
And that's what you see. Exa releases 2 bolts as both of you are trying to get up from the explosion that just hit you. You see 2 little heat waves in the air of just this energy slice right through it, and it slowly, like, eyes wide, and just dissipates in front of your eyes. Slowly, it does. So,
Trey, high or low?
Low.
he wouldn't be within range because he's down below a level.
Is that not 10 feet?
It's probably like 10 feet down. Or it's not that far. But
Give it to me.
do it. Can you hit anybody else?
No. There's nobody within range, unless it's dead bodies.
If you save Aladim... Okay, yeah, you save. You are at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Are we
I've
out
got
of
it.
combat?
You are out of
I've
combat
got a
now.
greater healing potion I was going to
Okay.
give you if it killed you.
I'm gonna run over to Aladem and then do Cure Wounds first level on him and Healing Word on Val.
Okay. You see Mistress come over and puts a hand
Be
on
like
Aladim's
field
chest.
medic here.
Puts a hand on Aladim's chest. You immediately gain 7 hit points back. And Val, she shouts up to you.
Stop lightninging people.
Stop being a dick. You're here. But
I'll hop down behind all of them and, like, grab his shoulders and go, "Are you okay?" I'm sorry, I don't know why that happens. I don't really know how to control it.
Gets my nipples all jazzed.
Jeez.
I'm gonna take that as you're an okay. Are you wearing a shirt?
Nope.
Shit.
you do see his nipples are actually hard. Whether that is the lightning that has been coursing through his body, or his
The
being
cold,
aroused.
wet rain.
Yeah, or just arousal. That is up to all of them.
Or all 3.
Yes.
Now the real thing is what also is hard. Nope. Okay.
I
If
don't know
we
if we
want
rolled for
to
that.
stay here for a second, I can do Healing Spirits. And
Well,
everyone just like huddle together.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Cool.
So what is that?
Uh,
Spirit
Well,
for the
Soul and
truly
Exa
ludicrous.
can get in it too.
Yeah, because when you're out of combat, technically everybody can stand within 5 feet of each other. It's ridiculous.
For the truly ludicrous 10d6 healing to each person.
Is that knight dead?
That's in the water?
Yeah.
He's overboard.
Can I throw him a rope?
Yes, you can.
I threw him a rope.
He will get back up on top of the deck and immediately go. A lot of the crew that was helping with stuff is trying to check or stabilize the people that have fallen in battle. You do see what you would probably assume to be a cleric of some sort. Probably not a very accomplished one, but one nonetheless, who is putting some healing into people. Very little amounts, but enough to stabilize. But you do get the knight overboard, who is clad in armor and would probably have drowned if people had waited much longer. So what are you guys doing? Are you casting your healing, Mistress?
So it won't get everyone or a whole bunch.
Well, do your 10d6 and you can decide how those hit points are given out. We'll do it that way.
It's
You can action to
Healing
cause
Spirit.
people to regain hit points, so each person can gain 10d6.
Oh yeah, because technically you can do the cheese where everybody runs through it per turn.
Yeah.
So roll 10d6. And
Yeah, I'm
everybody
gonna
just...
achieve it.
I mean, technically it's also a 5-foot area. 5 people can technically huddle in a circle in 5 feet and just be really uncomfortable for a minute.
I used this spell extensively when I was playing in the game where it was all combat and we got short rests every 2 encounters and a long rest only once every 6, and it was the only thing that kept us all alive.
Everybody
That sounds
regains
brutal.
a brutal amount, a lot of hit points. Sorry, you said brutal. I mean, they said that.
Brutal.
All of you start to feel your wounds. You don't really have any external wounds as much as you do probably some starts of broken bones and some singed hair, but Your body goes back to
Emotional
normal. Alden's nipples stay hard.
Somebody needs to take care of that. And
X's
I do
nipples
not
get hard.
volunteer.
Does
Somebody-
Exa know
Can I
why?
go?
Care of that too?
No,
and I don't
no, he
volunteer
doesn't.
for that
Not
either.
the slightest idea.
What was that,
Can I
Mistress?
go to the room and check on the bear?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
also
you can.
coming.
Careful opening that door, mistress.
Gotta go check on the bear. Hey, Soul, can you come
Oh.
too? It's gonna be filled with shit. Please.
Sure.
I'll do
Please come help
my
us.
speak with animals for the day
Yep.
too. And then I'll do an animal handling check. Isn't
So,
that great?
as you guys open the door, you see that the inside of the room. Now, you guys were pretty much called to come up here and do this stuff. So nothing of any major monetary value is gone, but you probably should look into maybe getting a new backpack or two.
Oh yeah, we left all our food in our backpack. Ah, shit.
In your bedrolls.
I would like to point out my special backpack stays on me.
That's fine. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
your normal traveling gear that, like, you know,
So you
Yeah,
just pack?
you probably should invest in a new backpack or two, and also you're probably gonna have to give the ship money for damages to the door. That is just
Oh, I think
Wait, do we have
for
money?
the defense that we just gave them, they should be paying us.
you know
Captain
that
Zendaro
can
can
be
get the ship money.
that can be debated at a later time. The room is a mess. There is
A pack of drugs.
What?
Val's backpack. Is it a fanny pack of drugs?
No. It's a bag of holding.
First of all, it's called a shoulder sling.
It's a
Actually, yeah.
European man bag,
Val,
okay?
most likely with
It's
the
a
fact that you have a
Mars.
bag of holding, all of your equipment's probably fine.
Yeah.
The rest of you, on the other hand,
Yeah, actually, I probably would have transferred everything from my backpack.
Oh
to
no,
the bag of holding.
not all of my equipment.
like I said, it's not destroyed, but you probably need a new bedroll and a new backpack.
Actually,
Oh,
this is the
no.
most equipment I ever carry on any of my characters.
Not my tinder box. No.
Exa actually has armor, thieves' tools, potions, and a crowbar. Way more than most of my characters have with them.
Yeah.
Rodri just has a pot for some reason.
Why?
Smoke
I
has,
don't know where it came from.
Smoke has a small dwarven village worth of skeletons.
That's what I have, and most of that I'm wearing. Or have on me at this moment. In fact, all of that I have on me at this moment because I don't have a bedroll except the tent.
Including, I was about to say,
The
including-
tent's the only thing, yeah.
The tent would
I mean,
probably
you-
be safe. It'd probably be in like a weatherproof bag.
You are tenting, but
Oh my god.
So, the crew upstairs is stabilized. There's still chaos all aboard the ship. People are yelling. There's like a small room that's been turned into a slight med bay where you see these unconscious and or stable people. You see on the other side, you do see 3 bodies with sheets draped over them.
I will say to all of them quietly, aside from everyone else, if you ever wanted to have a poke around, this is far better than any distraction I could provide for you.
Say no more, fam.
And I'll walk away.
Time for some pass without a trace.
You cast Pass Without a Trace. Roll me Stealth, plus 10.
Hey, more drugs.
Why do you think drugs? 31, It's a dark storm. Most of the lanterns have been blown out and or are just out in general because it's daytime and
Your boy's putting on the goggles of night vision, and I'm going Sam Fisher.
No, you rolled a 31. You were in the Saturday campaign now.
yeah. All of them,
Roll.
you now have to face all the monsters that we were facing last night.
Roll a new character for this campaign because all of
Yeah, I was
them.
about to say, you saw how well that went last night, right?
Yeah, everything has 130 plus hit points and attacks for your entire health.
If they're not buffed.
Yeah. So what are you looking to do while you are invisible? And I'd say 90% of the crew is preoccupied and the other 10% is slightly
Well, I
occupied.
think it might be time to, slip into a captain's cabin and root around real quick.
Oh no.
With a 31, you can easily do that. Usually his cabin would be locked, but considering the circumstances, he didn't really have the time to turn around and lock it behind him.
And I'm quickly dusting over this room before I head down to the storage rooms.
The captain's quarter is what you mean by this room?
Yes.
It is what you expect. There's a bed, there's a desk, there's a couple bookshelves. It doesn't look to be anything of... There is no eyes. Actually, make an investigation check for me.
There was no.
You know what we didn't do? Pass out those coins.
No, you did not. There is no iconography that you would assume to be bad other than Concord. The books look like normal.
Wow.
What happened?
That's the first time I've ever had to mute myself because I didn't see that shit coming.
That is good. If we could post that, we should, but we can't.
What?
Wildemount chat.
That's in Wildemount, yeah.
There's so much stuff in Wild.
No, just the most recent.
Oh, okay. The
Most
last.
recent.
You'll see.
Okay.
I really don't like the pepperoni one. I really dislike that.
The way it wiggles on the way up.
Jiggle physics.
You know, somebody had to
Sorry.
animate that.
Somebody wanted to animate that.
Yeah. Regardless.
It's not that they had to. Someone wanted to.
All
I
of
think
him.
someone got that. Like, was someone's job. I think they did that for fun.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they had this vision that came to them early morning and just went, okay, I know what I'm doing.
I have the skills to do this, and I will bless or curse the world with this. This is yet to be seen.
It's a blessing.
I agree. All of him. You find nothing of interest in the captain's quarters.
That's fine. I'm going to head downstairs now.
What cargo? There's the basic cargo, and then there's the highly under lock and key that actually has no guards on it right now. Cargo.
That sounds like a good place to start.
As you get to the door, you do notice that it is an iron door. Or not iron, it would be something that wouldn't rust. Steel.
Can you try?
Aluminum.
Aluminum door? Sure.
Nah, it's a heavy metal door. There is like the bars at the very top of it that you can jump up, grab, and see through. But the walls look reinforced, and when trying to open it, it is locked. Do I want to know?
It looks like a Ray Charles.
You can't say that.
I can't because it's true.
It does. Oh my god.
Well, how long did it take you to get that?
Too long.
Regardless, I'm sorry, chat.
We would show you if we could, really, but we can't.
This is yeah, TOS
It's
would.
real bad. Even by our standards.
We're going back to here. All of them. The door is locked. As I try and focus. The door is locked. You can see through the hole if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look.
It's probably about 15
Yeah, I
foot
don't want to
wide.
call it Ray Charles.
15 foot wide by like 7 foot deep. Like this is the very front of the ship. It looks just as reinforced. There is no windows on this inside. You see a couple small shelves with some almost like lockbox safe. It looks like a safety deposit box room, but not as like new age. More like there's a couple safes here and there that people have locked their material, and the people who are picking it up know the combination, so there's no temptation to steal it, type of thing. Or would have a proper key. There's also a couple chests along the floor, and everything looks to be rather secured inside, but yeah. No, like, long swords or anything stand out to you.
Is there any way that I could just like squeeze in?
It's a barred door in front of you with like 3 to 4 inches in between each bar. So,
I
no.
can put something in.
Yeah. But not your whole body.
And Trey Johnson's out of it.
Okay, Bo.
No, I'm not.
You could try and pick the lock or steal a key, but you have an idea.
I don't have thieves' tools to pick it.
You should have asked me. I have them.
Oh God. I'm just seeing. Okay. So what are you doing, Aladdin?
It's not been very long since I've done this, right? Like,
No, this has all been like since you started the Pass Without Trace. It's probably been like 10 minutes tops.
okay, well, I'm going to go back up and hope that the captain's cabin is still empty, and I'm going to try and just find a key. Because
Okay.
that's where I'm assuming keys would be.
That would be a good guess. Make an investigation check again, because this time you have a purpose. You don't find a key. Oh God, what is it? No, stop.
You lost this game. I'm sorry.
It's 10:45, guys. 46. All of them.
Okay,
You do,
minutes.
Stop it.
you do not find a key though. Next to the captain's bed, you do find a hook that you put together might be for where he would keep his keys.
I look on the floor. Did they fall?
Nope. He probably brought his keys with him with intention to lock his door and then saw the situation and decided that he should probably man the ship.
Well, down to the regular storage.
The regular storage as you make your way down, still a ghost because 31 stealth. The regular storage consists largely of some food and some finer things. No jewels, no chests of money, but definitely some bolts of like finer cloth, maybe some silk. Decent sized bolts though, like probably as tall as you. There's some fine raw materials in here that you feel like they might have just taken on as extra money going to Marquette, but nothing of intense value. You see some sealed barrels, some sealed boxes, but unless you want to start popping things open.
We're gonna try something crazy.
Oh,
So it's dark because of the storm, right? And I'm
Yeah.
fairly well hidden, jumping around between shadows and whatnot.
With your spell on you, especially, yes.
Yeah, he's still on deck. I'm gonna go slide a hand the keys off his belt if that's where they're hanging.
You go up to the top of the I want a new stealth check for this, because this isn't sleeping around.
29.
29. Okay. So, to state, there are still plenty of guards around
Sure.
deck. And he is the captain. So, I don't think I could possibly roll a 29 persuasion to find you, but I want your sleight of hand at disadvantage. Actually, no, we'll give it to you at a flat roll instead of advantage because of your stealth.
Okay.
But that's my way of... There's still a lot of people on deck, even if they're preoccupied trying to keep the ship afloat. You're also trying to take keys off of somebody's belt in the middle of a raging storm.
Not bad.
You get a ring of keys off of his belt. How do I...
how do you want to do this?
The DM want to do this.
How does the DM want to do this? Thor, stop it.
Not like that.
As soon as I pull him off, I'm going to look to see if there's a reaction.
You seem to, I don't want to say have timed it right, but gotten lucky with the rocking of the ship. And as you guys hit a big wave and he shifts to one side, you just ever so lightly take it off and immediately jump back into the shadow of the mast. Heart racing, as in if you literally barely cleared the DC. You have the keys. There is 5 keys on it. But
On the way back down, I'm going to hand a coin to Valerie. Yes, you're being called Valerie because that's how I read it.
I mean, that part's not fine, but the coin part is.
you feel a.
He knows what
You do not see Oladim with his 29 stealth, but you're standing there, probably on deck, assisting with some of the wounded, and definitely picking up some of the slack from, there being less people to help with this storm.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like pulling rope, and as you go to pull, grab some rope and pull it in, you just feel something metal in your hand, and as you pull it back, you do see a coin in your hand. That you recognize as what Oladim would have bought.
Say anything at all, but I'll just. Do we have to hold it in our hand, or can we
It's
pocket
got to be
it?
on you.
Okay.
Yes.
I won't say anything. I'll just pocket it.
And I will telepathically send to him that I just need him to keep an eye out for anyone coming.
He is upstairs on deck. You will be below, but he can tell you if somebody's going below deck.
Yeah, no, I give him a short nod, and then I will, at some point, attempt to make my way downstairs. Because I know the rest of the team's downstairs, right?
I'm
They're taking
guessing.
care of the bear.
Yeah, the other 3 are cleaning up the bear's mess.
Yeah, so not immediately, but within the next couple of minutes, I'll try and make my way downstairs.
Oladim. You find yourself downstairs. You feel pretty confident you are hidden. You have a key ring with 5 keys on it. One of them you're guessing is the captain's quarters. The other 4 you don't necessarily know.
Start sliding them in.
Okay.
Can you know which one it is, right? Like numbered 1 through 4?
Yeah, I do.
All right. I'll roll a d4, and that's the one that I'm going to try first.
Okay.
First key.
So first key out of the 4, you don't know which one's the captain's key. No, you would. It'd be different than the other ones. The first key doesn't fit in the lock. It's a little too big.
Oh, stop. All right. I'll just go down on the chain here then. Second key.
Second key does fit, but it does not turn.
Third key.
Third key does fit and turn.
Boom.
I will say every trying a key was probably about 10-12 seconds because,
Fumbling.
yeah. And you're trying to be quiet, so you're not swinging your keychain around. You're kind of slowly doing stuff, making sure it lines up. Val, at this point in time, as Aldim is about getting to the key, you do see that there is the cleric accompanied by 2 of the guards on the ship are carrying a unconscious body, and the cleric is escorting them downstairs so she can start work on, to heal him and further care than first aid.
I'll start heading that way and subtly tell all of them.
When it's telepathic, you just do it through your mind.
Oh, cool. I will tell you. I'll tell you everything then. You got a clerk and a couple of guards going downstairs, and I'll start heading that way and kind of trail behind them.
So you said between the bars, it's 3 to 4 inches of movement?
It's a full steel door with about 1 foot by 1 foot square at the very top of steel bars. Probably for the sense that if somebody is in there, you would have people outside watching them, so nobody's stealing shit.
But I couldn't reach through and unlock this door.
No. It's if you maybe had longer arms, possibly. But
I do not. and very short arms.
That's the thing. Like,
That's fine. I'm going to shut the door behind me.
you do that. You shut it, and you hear a as it locks behind you.
That's easy. I'm telling Val
Make a
that
perception
I've locked
check.
myself in, and that I may call on him to come down here and get me out. I do have the keys.
That is the thing. There is no door
What?
handle on the inside.
I'll find that.
Yep, it is a one-way lock, so that way if somebody tries to break in, good luck getting out without help.
Well, if he locked himself in, then I'm not going to catch up with the cleric. I'm just going to detour off. Is our room, like, along the way? Can I kind of
Your room is at immediately at the bottom of the stairs. They put you in the farthest room from this lockbox that they could.
But it's... You have to pass our room to get to the lockbox. There's no other way to get to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there would be no other way to get to the lockbox. There's only one set of stairs that come down. This is not the big... Technically, if somebody was to drop through the massive, like, cargo port in the middle,
Yeah,
they could,
it's
but...
just one normal way.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand outside our room, leaned against the wall, arms crossed, and if anybody comes by and asks what I'm doing, the bear shit all over the room.
That's...
And it's in the middle of being cleaned.
And that is where we're going to end this session. Because I'm going to make, like, an actual room that all of them can decide what he's
Be
doing.
trapped inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
I figured you would just, like, give me the loot stats or whatever.
I
Or
will.
the-
I got a roll for loot because I didn't expect you to break into the room at all. I had the puzzle made, but I was like, they're not going to try it.
Your boy tried it.
Yeah, boy.
Look, I
Alright.
almost died. I deserve something, and I know they're not going to give it to me.
That's 100% true.
Look, you gave us a distraction. We're not good people. We're going to make use of it.
I'm not a bad person. I just these people aren't.
These people
fit my
aren't good
moral
people.
Compass.
Yeah, no.
See,
These
I don't
are
know.
bad people.
Yeah,
I'm on board with that. Screw over
I
bad people.
wouldn't say they're bad people, but they're not good people.
Exactly.
Most politicians.
I would
Actually,
say,
yeah.
like everybody in the world, they are not neither good nor bad. Some of them are probably better than others, and some of them are probably worse. And you
If you
probably...
tell me Caduceus is not 100% good,
Well, here's the thing.
Caduceus
Anything that might
technically-
be locked in this is being secured by
Caduceus
whatever
doesn't know
this-
somebody who
this
hasn't killed somebody.
empire is.
Caduceus is great.
I'm just
you tell
saying...
me Jester's 100% evil.
No, I'm just saying, by Caduceus' own admission, he does not know somebody who hasn't killed somebody. That is a decent person.
I know. I'm just...
I know you
screwing
are.
around.
But that is where we will end tonight's session. Hope you all had fun. I get to go roll for loot in a room that people would highly secure.
Highly secured. And that I am locked in.
Hey,
It better be like a +2 greatsword. Because I need
For-
magical
For
attack.
all of them.
yeah,
I need magical
it's a
attack.
halfling
You
size
have-
+2 greatsword.
That's a toothpick. You have a mace. A magical mace.
You could have
That
used that
doesn't
mace.
hit anything.
Ain't got shit.
And does just as much damage as my unarmed strikes
Well,
anyway.
thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Come Tuesday.
For games and
For
a new stream
games.
layout for games.
Yeah,